All right, everyone, take a guess at what Anicor's doing right now. I already started the recording because this man was not ready. This man was not ready. So we're welcoming everyone to episode 131, the
Wait.
holiday special. And I asked him right off the bat before we started recording. I was like, "Do you have 2 words for me that I shouldn't say for me to eat one of those nasty jelly beans?" He pulls up the last episode. He's listening to this thing on like 2 times speed, trying to pick out words that I might say off.
I'm dead.
Talk about doing thing at the 11th hour. Finding anything? I was looking through the YouTube comments for this week. Tiwasal says 2 phrases I do say often. It's not gonna lie and it is what it is.
Okay, so I feel like it is what it is has to come at the end of like something happening. Do you know what I mean? So that means that we need.
You want to talk about a lot of things. Like you could try to steer the conversation into me saying it is what it is.
Exactly. And also to things that you don't necessarily have an opinion on. I like the first idea though. What was the first
Not gonna
idea?
lie.
Not gonna lie. And how about what was the one that someone said during our stream?
Someone said on my stream, yeah, when you were doing, I forgot what it was. It was a good one.
Yo.
I think it was yo. Yeah, like if I start out saying like yo, like by the way, Bastion pretty good in this meta, right? Something like that.
Can we combine yo and by the way?
By the way? No, I'll give you just yo. I don't even have to say by the way.
Okay.
Yeah, because I don't, because sometimes I don't say by the way after. I mean, because you're just saying bruv is your thing, right? So I feel like it'd be unfair if mine is a four word phrase, right?
Unfair
because I can just literally stop myself and be like, yo, by the, oh, my bad. Yeah. Like, let me switch this up, right? Yeah, if I say yo, like, honestly, there's not really a lot of reasons for me to say yo. Like, that's a filler, right? So, yeah, so yours is going to be yeah and bruv. We're going to do 2 words per person because we got some jelly beans that need to be consumed. And what am I doing? Yeah.
And I was about to say.
Well, no, we're not starting yet. So, So you ready to start? Yeah, because otherwise you better be cracking open the jelly bean right now.
Literally, I was like, when I was on the way to go and buy these, and I was like buying all the other stuff as well. I was like, let me just listen to one of the because you know what the mad thing is, I know there was one episode when I was like, Caleb says this a lot, and I can't remember what it was.
Can't remember what it is.
Nah, I don't think it's like. I think someone else does like.
I don't think it's like either.
Yeah.
What? Oh. Like is that's a weird one too.
Yeah, I mean, because to be honest, the majority of the time people say like is not actually necessary. So I feel like that does come under the category. But
yeah,
I guess we're going for yo, and
it is what. Not gonna lie.
No, yeah, not gonna lie. Okay.
You think I'm gonna say these? I'm getting the Christmas lights up right now.
Do you know what the annoying thing is as well? Is that, like I said, after this, I'm going to listen to one of the podcasts. I'm going to be like, that was the word.
There's a better word.
Yeah. I know it's there, innit? But I'm just blanking.
Okay.
To be fair, for everyone listening at home, we were actually supposed to record this in like 4 or 5 days. So
yes,
my schedule was put off a bit. I had Monday for my podcast analyzing day. So
who really believes that Anicor would have actually had the words ready in 3 or 5 days? He's had weeks to come up with a word, right? I had bruv ready like a while ago.
3 to 5 business days is standard in the industry.
Yeah. So. All right. Okay. I think it's time though. So starting from now, every time you say brother, yeah, I have to catch you, right? If you say it and it slips by and I don't say anything and you don't hold yourself accountable, then it is what it is. You gotta wish it's that one. But damn, I really do say that a lot. And if I say yo or not gonna lie, I gotta
Yeah.
do something. So
Okay.
we have all right, starting now, right? And we have the Bean Boozled. Man, I'm like getting nervous already. I'm scared I'm gonna say something. But we have the Bean Boozled. We have boxes of beans. You want to show off yours real quick? And like me,
You can
a true
hear that there's
champion. I
actually
got the
beans
bigger
there.
box, right? I got the bigger box because
No, he got the bigger box because he didn't realize that the bigger box is pointless. Yeah. You know what the bigger box has in it? It has
wait. You said pointless. Yeah, crack it open.
in that context.
You're gonna wish you had the bigger box. You're gonna need 2 boxes after this one.
Oh my days! I nearly said the other word as well.
All right, so
Fam.
yeah.
Alright.
Dam's listening. What
Oh
you
my!
got?
Oh my god, bruv! It doesn't even.
Whoa.
It doesn't even smell good.
Number 2.
It doesn't
It's
even smell good.
you're about to taste the whole rainbow and then some after this one.
Okay. Here's the thing. There's a possibility that there are good flavors in here.
Half of them are
So
good.
half of them are good. I can smell it from here, man.
All right, I'm unboxing
I
mine
can smell
too.
it from here. Let me just make sure I'm not smelling anything else, but I don't think I am.
Yeah, I know. There's like some just random like sewage
Mm,
leakage.
do
It's
you know
from the
what?
box. Mine doesn't smell as bad. Let me
Nah,
see. Oh my
open
gosh,
your
are you
box and
sure?
then find the
I
smaller
don't.
box.
I don't know. I have a lot in mine. Look at this.
What do you have in yours?
I have a lot of beans. Oh shoot! I just dropped one.
Nah,
I'll
but you know
grab
what? I read on the back of that box, it was like serving size 45 grams. And
Okay,
this one
this is how
also
many
says
I
serving
have.
size 45 grams.
Uh,
But yeah, yours does look like it's double mine.
let me where's where do I see the? I have a total of. Where do I see how much is in here? You have 45 grams.
Yeah.
Mine is
How much is
99
yours?
grams.
Do you know what though? The thing I saw, like the bigger one I saw, only had 45 grams.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine.
So
It's
even
okay.
if I bought that, it would have been the same.
Yeah. I honestly I wish you had the bigger one because you seem like you're gonna need it, but you're gonna kick it off.
Yeah.
Get off with 2.
It doesn't smell nice. That's the worst part.
How does yours smell that bad already? Even though I have double the size.
I know. I don't
understand.
understand. Okay.
I have a pretty bad sense of smell at times, though, so maybe that's why.
So we have this one. There's a
Oh,
little
mine smells like
orange.
caramel or something. Yeah, you shook
thingy
it
one.
up.
And huh?
You shook it up, so you don't know what it is.
No, because you know what? I think there's loads which are the same color.
I know. So it could be one or the other, right?
Yeah.
Like it could
So
be
I have
peach
no
or
clue.
barf.
Yeah. So this is actually, I think, the peach or barf. Or no. This is either strawberry banana smoothie or dead fish. And this one is either toothpaste or berry blue. So this one actually seems like it's nice either way. Because some people just eat toothpaste.
I mean, when you're down for toothpaste, I think So let's read off the flavors. I think we have the same exact flavors. It has liver and onions or cappuccino, old bandage or pomegranate, rotten egg or buttered popcorn, toothpaste or blueberry.
That's the best one. I'm happy I got that one.
Liver and onions honestly don't sound that bad compared to some of this other stuff. Barf or peach, stink bug or toasted marshmallow, booger or juicy pear, dishwasher or birthday cake, stinky socks or tutti frutti. What is that? Is that a cake?
Mate, honestly, some of the words on here, some of the descriptions on here, I'm like, what is that anyway? Stink bug. Is that a bug or is that just a description of something?
No,
That's
there's
actual
actually a type of bug that's called
They're
stink
trying
bug.
to tell me,
and when you
that this
kill it,
thing-
it smells terrible.
and they're trying to say that this thing tastes like
I've never
that bug.
Potentially,
I
I
don't
haven't
believe it,
tasted one
man.
myself. Well,
I'm
once you eat the
skeptical,
stink
but
bug jelly bean, you can just go find a stink bug later, and we can see.
I'm not gonna do it.
Dead fish or strawberry banana smoothie. Those are the options. I
Okay,
think you have the
let's go
same exact
strawberry
option as
banana
me, right?
smoothie.
You just have more.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So
strawberry banana
wait.
smoothie.
Before we get started on this, it's the holiday season, right? This is
Oh,
a
it
special
is?
holiday episode. We're recording earlier. I didn't explain this, but we're recording earlier because I realized by the time we actually release our episode, usually on the Wednesday, sometimes on late Thursday, it's already like the holiday season is pretty much over, right?
Yeah,
Especially if you
everyone's
celebrate
done
Christmas,
with
it's definitely over.
Christmas.
Yeah, and stuff like
They're
that.
they're sick of it.
So, and we're going to be
The
sitting here
decorations are down.
like doofuses with a bunch of Christmas hats and Christmas lights for what, right after the fact. So I said, you know what? Let's just record ahead of time and we can release it earlier. So by the time you hear, you'll probably hear this either on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, depending on where you are in the world. But that's my hope, is to just have it out. So, but like I said, we got some hats, right? Like I said, we're gonna bring out the hats. So I don't know about Anicor, but I got my Santa hat ready.
Okay, so
Here we
here's the
go.
thing, yeah. I went to
Hey,
the shop.
oh. Here's the thing. What? That's right. Number 3. All I know is he's about to eat all 45 grams. Joey, he about to taste them all.
This is not fair. This is not fair.
Well, it's not fair. You want to add on like a bunch of things from mine. I was like,
Anyway,
no, let's not make it too.
here
easy
is
for
the
me.
situation. I went to the shops and I was looking for these beans and the Santa hat, and obviously there ain't no Santa hats available because Christmas tomorrow. So I got a Wiggles Santa hat. Got like little Wiggles logo on there. I don't really know what they are, but
this is too funny.
it was my only. It was either that
right.
or buy a whole women's Santa costume, and that was like $50. I was like, that's not worth it.
Man, that should be a future bet sometime.
No.
Wearing a women's Santa outfit.
I mean, it's just going to look like a Santa outfit, but actually
no,
fits,
but you'll wear it on like Valentine's Day or something. Anyway, the content keeps flowing in my brain, is what I'm saying. I'll try to get the hat position well.
Yeah, I can't really position mine.
You look like that looks like a hat that like one of my helpers, one of my elves are running. My elf Wiggles actually wears that hat.
No man, I saw the funniest tweet today. Someone was like, I think they were saying something like, "Oh, it's holiday season." They were like, "Oh, everyone just stops working as soon as like holiday season starts."
Yeah.
And then someone replies, they're like, "Oh, for my work, actually, holiday season is when it gets really busy and everyone needs to grind." And then someone was like, "Are you an elf?" I'm like, what a sick conclusion. Okay.
All right, let's taste these jelly beans. You should do ASMR, like what it tastes like.
Hey, so I'm going to turn my gain up just temporarily. The only issue is if any of you tuned into the stream, I realized that the sound of my laptop was very audible. So in the future, I'm going to be able to remedy that. But for now, you get the white noise of the laptop. So here we'll start with the one that is possibly either dead fish or banana smoothie. I have actually just drunk a banana smoothie just 10 minutes ago, so hopefully this is the second one. Okay.
Oh, that's definitely banana smoothie. There's no way. What, they hit you with the dead fish in the middle?
I mean, the thing is, it didn't taste like not nice, but I feel like it was designed to try and be bad. It wasn't that bad. So
Yeah, that can't be the bad one. What if you try to trick yourself into thinking, "Oh, this is definitely going to be peach, even if it's barf," right? So your brain is.
Funnily enough, I think that's the next one. We have the barf peach. So, believers, we're believing this is a peach.
I'm believing it's barf. Is it barf?
Probably, but you know what? Honestly, it's not very nice.
Wait, you can't tell if it's barf or peach?
I mean,
It's gotta
it
be pretty
probably is
obvious,
barf.
right?
It's probably barf.
Well, your reaction's not that bad.
I know. That's what I'm surprised about. Because I thought it was going to be awful, and obviously it's not great. But
How do they all smell so bad but don't taste that bad?
I don't understand. Yeah, I don't know.
I
Okay,
thought barf would be the
now we have
worst.
toothpaste and berry blue, which I'm very excited about.
Which one was
berry
it?
Blue.
Oh, okay.
Actually, I don't know. I honestly have no idea.
What's up with these jelly beans?
I don't know.
What a letdown. You better say bruv more at this point.
I mean, I don't know if I want to risk it, but yeah, I don't know what's going on with these. But well, I survived 3.
I feel like
Smart.
barf is going to be the worst one too. So
Yeah,
the
I mean,
fact
you know what? It
that
wasn't that great, but I mean, obviously, it wasn't that great. But I don't know. Reading some of these descriptions, I feel like I would like want to spit it out, but I don't really mind.
that's okay, I got a
There's a free mobile
on,
app. What could that even be for?
honest question
Oh,
to ask you.
oh God.
You ever eaten any of these disgusting things here in life?
Oh, I thought
Little
you were going to ask something completely different.
what do you think I was going to ask you? What? What do you think I was going to
Not for
ask?
this podcast.
Oh. What? Wow.
Have I
Okay.
eaten any of these things in real life? No.
No.
Maybe the closest would be okay. Toothpaste, yeah, because it's toothpaste, right? Obviously, I don't eat toothpaste, but
But you know the taste.
yeah. And you know them ones where you like drinking orange juice and anyway. Dirty dishwater, no way. Dead fish, all fish are dead when you eat them.
Uh
So yeah,
true. Well, yeah, true. I guess you could do some like super raw experience, but most of the time they are dead.
yeah, they are. So stinky socks. Honestly, even if the socks didn't stink, I wouldn't eat them. So that's a no.
Good clarification.
Booger, nope, that was not me. Bath, no. But the thing with bath, right, is that like you know them ones where you
You know what it tastes like? It's
you're
coming
about to
out of you.
vomit because yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Well,
So
not even that, but when you actually do vomit,
yeah, I
it
guess you
comes out
taste
of
it
you and
then
you
as
can
well.
taste
Yeah,
it.
that's true. Rotten egg, possibly if someone's not cooked an egg properly, or maybe like the eggs off.
That one
That's
should
a
smell pretty
possibility.
bad.
Liver and onions, I imagine that's probably been in a dish before. Stink bug, obviously not from what I asked earlier. An old bandage. Man, who's eating old bandage?
They need to hire you as a tester, a taste tester, because it's not strong enough, is what I'm hearing. Right?
I
It's
don't
not
think they're
strong
strong
enough.
enough, honestly, but that's
Oh.
just me. I guess maybe
Keep the words
the
rolling. We'll see. We'll see.
no, I'm still very careful.
It-
I don't really want to. The thing is, obviously, I got off lightly. I don't really want to test it, so I'm being cautious.
okay. Okay.
Oh,
Let's get into the YouTube comments from last episode. Of course, we are recording this a little bit earlier, but we still have a decent amount of YouTube questions. I'll probably cover some of the questions that we get asked afterward.
right.
I don't know. I guess this episode gets put out pretty early, so maybe there'll be
Yeah.
most of the new questions will be on this one. But
And also, when are we even going to record the next one? It won't be next week.
it won't be
release
until like
so, yeah, New
until
Year.
until the would it be the new
I
year?
think it'll be New Year. Yeah,
Oh yeah,
New Year,
it'll be the
everyone.
new year, 2024.
2024. Look at this. Last episode of 2023.
You know it. You know
Amazing.
it. All right. So to kick things off, we have Invader Waffle saying, "Can't wait for next week. I get to see my Anicor eat all them stanky jelly beans. If you ever need any other ideas, I got you." Maybe not stanky enough. Maybe not stanky
Maybe not
enough.
enough. Also possible that maybe I got the good ones and they just don't taste that great.
You know
You know,
what would be a really
blue
rough
one was
one
great.
for us to do? I think it can't be the whole thing. Maybe just a bite every time.
Mm.
We each get a raw onion, and every time we do something, we have to take a bite out of it.
I think I could do that though. Obviously, I've
You
not
think so?
tried. I feel like I could do that. It's just
I
onion.
know a friend of mine in college, he was joining fraternity and they were hazing and stuff. And he said the I think he said it was the second worst thing he had to do was eat a
Really?
full raw onion.
And is he saying because of the taste or because of the crying?
I don't think he cares about crying at that point. I think it was more so
I
the
feel like
taste was
that'd be
really
the worst
bad.
part.
He said the taste was really bad, and then they eat everyone in his all his pledging class had to eat it, and then he said he couldn't taste anything for like 3 days, and his breath probably smelled terrible too for 3 days.
I
A
don't know. I
full
feel
onion,
like
a
some
big
people are built
onion,
different.
maybe
Some
based
people
on how
can
you're
be.
eating these jelly beans, maybe.
Maybe. Yeah, I feel
Mhm.
like raw onion wouldn't be that bad. But that's just
Hmm.
me. I
Oh, I'm ready. I'm ready. The wheels are already spinning in the head
don't know.
for the
Go for
next
it.
one.
I'm
Rich
not saying
Frank
we should be
says,
eating raw onions. Just saying.
yeah.
Put that
Oh,
out there.
also, as a clarification, if I read any of the words I'm not supposed to read in this, I'm just reading a comment, right? So that doesn't
Okay.
actually count.
Good try.
Rich Frank says, anytime Caleb says the word bet, he needs to eat a jelly bean. Love Caleb, but I'm starting to think he's got a gambling problem. I think I can avoid the word bet quite a bit, actually. I don't know. Maybe for this episode, that would be particularly harder, but I think that is possible. Do I
Yeah,
have a gambling issue? Not
maybe.
really. I've been to Vegas a few times, but I actually didn't gamble any time I went.
Huh.
First time I was
Do you know what I was
underage, and
thinking
then the second
today?
time I was there for a wedding, but I didn't gamble.
What? Not even
I
a
like to,
stag.
I'd like to bet on things that I have a strong feeling I'm going to win.
Yeah, so that's just a game then, essentially.
Yeah,
So yeah,
yeah.
fair enough.
Well, what were you gonna say?
I feel like you know. Okay, so I had this thought today. I was like, when you trade Pokemon,
Mm-hmm.
it's like mini loot boxes because you just don't know what the IVs are going to be like. And I was like, I don't gamble, and
Well,
I feel
Pokemon Go
like
is definitely has a lot of gambling aspects to it,
yeah,
right? Like
I
just
feel
even
like
doing
that kind of
raids.
fills that sort of niche. I like to look through. I'm like, oh, 100 trades. Let's see what IVs I got, and it's like opening loads of different loot boxes, and loads of them are dead, but maybe there'll be like 5 good ones.
Yeah, but it doesn't come at any. There's no like downside to it if you don't get anything good. Besides the waste of
Well, you
time.
had to work to get the Pokemon.
True.
Maybe that's even better because it's free loot boxes.
I think raiding is a better example of gambling in Pokemon Go than trading because you
I
actually have to
don't get
spend
rating on that
currency.
much. Yeah,
Well, because you have
but
to
I
buy
guess
the raid pass
also that's
to
true.
raid,
But I think
and you're
it's
trying to get IVs or shinies, and neither are
yeah,
guaranteed, even if you
true.
do like thousands.
I think it's because I don't really care about the IVs or the shinies, so I'm like,
I'm not
it doesn't
saying
have the
what
same
you care
thing for
about.
me.
I'm just
Yeah,
saying
yeah, I know,
as
but
a
this is why I
example of
don't understand
gambling.
it. Yeah. But
Okay,
you're
okay.
probably right.
T-Wasel says, "Is this Battle Cats or Fashion Cats?" Apparently, wait, what were we talking about? Oh, yeah, because we're talking about the white
Oh, it's
shirt.
the
Apparently, Trainer Club accounts have a bit of a reputation of being easily hacked, so that's my main reservation with linking it to my Go account. It would definitely be easier and more convenient for logging into the phones at regional. So it's a shame you can't unlink it like you can with other login methods, because that'd be ideal in my opinion. Just link it for the weekend and then unlink it afterwards until your next regional.
Interesting.
That's true because there's no dual authentication for the Trainer Club.
Yeah, true. I feel like trainer accounts,
So why
mate,
does Niantic want us to
mine,
do it?
huh?
So why does Niantic want us to create trainer accounts and link them?
I mean, I don't know if that's a question, right? I don't think that they're exactly top priority is security.
Well,
But
I
that is a good
agree,
point. I
but
feel like
yeah, I'm just trying to figure out for the people that work in Niantic that listen to this, if you're able to give us a little hint, on why you want us to link the accounts, please drop me a DM or something, or maybe just post a public tweet from Niantic support or something, because I am curious. Because like TWSL says, it is a little bit less secure.
I'm still happy about the regional thing though.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's any other reason outside of that to even link it, because obviously they didn't even realize that
there's a reward for it too.
You get was broken.
You get a strong 1 super incubator and 1,000 Stardust for linking your account.
Sounds good.
Hatching eggs is also a form of gambling, so that's another thing.
That's true. Really.
TWSL says, "What's the over and under on how many times Anicor says bruv?" It's the yeah that's getting you. I think you said bruv once and yeah twice. I think that's what it is.
I think so. It's difficult, but it's because the yeah is, it's like someone's or like someone's
it's everyone else's period in a sentence.
Yeah. Just to note that was an agreeing yeah.
I know. Don't worry. I'm on top of it. Don't worry. I'm keeping track. I feel like you were both like analyzing each other under a microscope. Did you say it? Like, because you'll say something, I'm like, I'll repeat what you said in my head. Did he say any of the words?
It's actually very hard. But with bruv, it's more of an exclamation, and I don't need to exclaim very often. And if I did need to exclaim, I can substitute it for something like mate or fam or something like that. So it's not that bad. It does also mean that I am speaking a bit slower, just so I can process my words before they come out of my mouth. So.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna have all the jelly beans in your mouth in the first 5 minutes, based on how the first 3 came out. But you kept it together. Other phrases you two say a lot are. Oh, I guess when he said you two, I didn't realize he meant both of us. I thought he meant just me originally, but I guess he's saying both of us. He says not gonna lie, and it is what it is. Do you say those 2 phrases? I think you say not gonna lie a decent amount.
Yeah.
But I don't. It is what it is. I feel like it's my thing.
Probably, yeah. That was an agreeing year as well.
Don't stress. just calm it down. Just calm it down. There's no need to be worried. You can't even taste the difference in the jelly beans, right?
I know, but I'm worried that there's going to be one that I can.
You're just getting a little extra sugar. Maybe we should have bought some spiked eggnog for this episode too, so you get really let loose and just let the words flow out.
That's not a wave.
Group B was definitely right. When you're talking, I feel like you're just stopping halfway through the sentences. I feel like you're stopping like 1 or 2 words sooner. Yeah, like, you know, like in music, there's like that diminuendo, right, where it gets quieter. I feel like there's just diminuendos at the end of your sentence. Like you're about to say it, and you just like quietly go off into the corner and just like fade away. There's like a fading transition in every sentence you say.
Doing my best.
He's like, I don't know if I'm gonna say it, so I'll just stop talking now.
Also,
I got most of my point out there, so I'm okay.
This is not easy. I'm gonna slip up again. I need to keep the slip ups minimal, because otherwise I will finish the pack, and I'm not intending to.
I'm watching you like restrain yourself wearing a Wiggles hat. You sound like you're being tortured or bullied.
And held hostage.
Anyway, TSL says Group B was definitely really stacked, but how many of those people have competed and done well in regionals and up this season or last season? There will still be groups of death from time to time because of the strong players that aren't seeded. That's a really good point. And I think looking at it, I think there's a very strong possibility, especially if Vergiverg was Vergverg, and there's no actual data on him for
Yeah,
previous tournaments.
that was.
That's one. Speed is chief as well, right? I mean, he's not the reigning world
Yeah.
champ of Sylph
I
anymore, but
think
he's
someone
still
like
quite the battler.
Pokemango was either he didn't do well or he hadn't entered a tournament in a while, but also like a really strong player, but the
Mm-hmm.
record doesn't back him up.
He was at Arlington last year. I remember that for sure. He didn't make
Mhm.
top cut, and then he made top cut in Milwaukee the first season,
Right, so
but
that wouldn't even be under the
that
radar.
wouldn't be included. So
Yeah,
yeah, and the only person really take a set off of a Doombug too. So definitely underrated on the seeding side of
true, true.
things, and unfortunately for his future competitors, still going to be underrated on the future seeding side of
It's
things
true.
too. So
True.
that's like a dark horse pick I don't want to run into
Mhm.
ever. TSL says, I completely disagree with what Anicor is saying. The rating zones are based on where you live. The CP thresholds are based on what opportunities you have to get CP. Like the Middle East and South Africa only need 200 points to qualify worlds, presumably because they don't have any regionals or locals in the area. Imagine how unfair it would be if someone who lived in North America or EU but had family from that region was able to qualify worlds with only 200 points.
I mean, I think ultimately what I was saying is the system is flawed.
I mean, I don't
The system is
disagree with
flawed.
you there,
Well, you know
but
what the thing is? The thing is,
don't exploit the system more if you can.
hey, I'm not doing it, but some people are going to do it. I've heard of
I know you're not doing it
some
either because you
cups.
technically have the ability to
Yeah,
kind of exploit it,
true.
but not really because you have an actual physical address in Oceania for half the
Right.
year, maybe the whole year
But
because you were subletting too, right?
yeah, so pretty much a whole year. Yeah. But there's like some examples recently of Go Cups, and that's the one that gives you 50 CP. And
Yes.
there's like 4 people who've entered them. And if that doesn't sound like exploitation, I don't know. I don't know about you. That sounds like an easy qualification to me. If that's your local community, yeah, and you're the only good player in that community, and you're getting 50 points in everyone, sounds like a flawed system. But again, this is Pokemon system, so I don't think there's going to be any changes coming through. It's unfair, but I don't know. I think the lens I'm looking at it from is I know that there's going to be people at Worlds who don't necessarily deserve to be at Worlds. So what's just some more people who don't deserve to be at Worlds? If anything, it gives more of an opportunity of someone who may be seen as not deserving to be at Worlds actually do something impressive.
But then they could just lower the threshold for everyone and see if any underdogs can make it out of the
No,
pack,
then
right?
there's
At
no point in
Worlds.
it. Yeah. You
I
just
mean,
send
you
everyone
make
to
an
Worlds.
interesting
Yeah.
point, but you do have to eat a jelly bean.
So I thought
You
you were going
said,
to catch
"Oh,
up.
this is your
I
local."
thought
Yeah,
you were gonna-
don't worry, I'm
And you
keeping
know what?
track.
I think I would have gotten away with it if I didn't pause after my sentence.
Oh,
Because
don't
I
worry.
paused.
You're nervous about it yourself. I'm watching you too.
Ay, Dios mío. Okay, well, there's a yellow. Oh, wait. I'm going to take this yellow one because I don't know what it's supposed to be.
Is there how many of the same color is there in each box?
I'm not
Like,
really
are there
counting.
just 2 orange one, or there's like 4 or 5 orange ones? 'Cause I'm just trying to think. If you ate the barf already, then the next one's guaranteed to be peach, right? If there's only 2.
That's true. I have no clue. I also have no clue what that flavor was. So I don't know. I mean, I
Well,
imagine
pop
it
in your
probably
mouth.
was not. But...
You don't have to do ASMR. I just want to hear
Okay,
what.
so this is rotten egg buttered popcorn. The smell doesn't give anything away. It tastes like lemon. I don't get it.
What kind of jelly bean box do you get? Those look
I
like
don't
regular
know.
jelly beans.
I don't know.
I'm the one getting Bean Boozled here, and the audience, not you.
It's all right. No, I'll take that.
You got to hit up Kmart. Like, you're about to go out of business in Australia too if you keep this up.
It was actually Big W this time. No, it sounded like a big W for me.
Yeah, and no one else. For once, it did fall on your side.
Just for me.
I get what you're saying, but I personally do agree with Tiwa. So I think the thing that I don't love about people exploiting the system, and of course, like you said, you could take advantage of your Go Cups if you have, I don't know, let's just you and your three other friends just all head up to it, and you split the points. You're like not evenly, but easily. All four of you get some points, right, at a cup, because there's only four of you, and I think top four all get points. So there's definitely ways to kind of. It's not. I think you still have the battle to get the 50 points, unless you're
Yeah,
actually like
but
throwing for each other if you already max out. But that's a whole different side of nefariousness that
there's definitely
that's
going to
against rules.
be
It's an
and
easier
maybe
path, I think.
yeah, maybe
Right.
less so this year because this year you kind of have to go through um the whole setup process for Go.
Mm-hmm.
But if it was as widespread, I mean, I can't speak for VGC or TCG players, but it's a possibility that already happens in VGC and TCG where there's people with small communities,
Yeah.
majority casual players, and they're just able to qualify by entering all the tournaments.
Personally speaking, obviously, like for this season, it's set, and maybe for future seasons, already set,
Mhm.
predetermined. Personally speaking, I would actually prefer less points that you can earn from locals, specifically the cups. I think the
The
15 points
cups
for a
are
challenge,
insane.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's a
15
big
points
point
per challenge is
difference.
fine. You're not going to qualify just off that.
The
The
thing with the
cups are
cups is
wild.
the cups might be the same people at the challenge. They're just worth more
Exactly. I
points.
don't know
It's
what
it
the
might be the
difference
same
is
amount of
between the cup
work.
and the challenge.
Well, so for the cup, you can only, I
Aside from the
think
points.
each card shop can only host one cup per quarter. So you can only host one every
Right.
4 months.
See.
Something like
Okay.
that, I think. Wait, is it 4 months? No, every 3 months. Sorry.
Okay.
Every 3 months. I think. I believe that's what it is. Obviously, if you have a lot of card shops around you or a lot of eligible hosting places, you can still go to a lot of cups, but you just can't go to the same card shop for a cup once a month. Whereas the
Right.
challenge you can only go to they can only host a challenge once a month. So that's the difference right there. That being said, I do think the 50 points is quite a lot more, right? That's almost what? That's over 3 times more the points.
Yeah. That's a
Over
lot.
3 times more. And for potentially it's not going to be 3 times more work. That's for sure, right?
Mhm.
It's not going to be triple the amount of competitors, at least for Go, based on what I've seen. The
And
cups
50
sometimes have
points
more.
is pretty close to what is like 128, more than 128 player regional. Um, is the lowest they give out either 60 or 80 points, something like that.
I don't know specifically.
But whatever it is, 50 points is so close to that number as well,
Hmm.
which is kind of wild. Obviously, you have to win the whole thing, but
Yeah.
again, the fact that you can actually do it with just four players, um, it does seem pretty cool.
I think some cups for sure I'm seeing on the internet, on X and Twitter, whatever. There's plenty of people that have some pretty tough cups, local
Yeah,
cups.
yeah,
So I think like for some of them, I'm like, yeah, I mean that 50 points makes sense. But I think for some others, it's not the same, and I think that's where you could really take advantage of some 15-point challenges. I don't think is as
right.
big.
That's not very useful.
What me personally, I would recommend if it was up to me, and we still want locals, we either keep it all challenges and then lower the point requirement, or we have cups, but cups are worth less, maybe 30. Double is still a lot more points.
Mhm.
Double is still quite a bit, right? This
Or
is
you could have
cups are
a
currently.
lower max limit thing. So instead of 6 cups going to your total, having maybe 4.
Yeah, but if it's easy to exploit with just four people in your local neighborhood, you could just get the four even faster, right?
It's true, but it means that you would still only be able to get 200. And then if you max out
Challenges
all your challenges, then you get what is that? 90.
120, no 120,
So
right?
then you're
It's 6.
10 points
Oh no,
away.
90, yeah, 90.
Yeah. So then you're 10 points away from qualification in like Latam and Oceania.
Well, I think
Um,
one thing that definitely needs to change, and I understand that for EU and for LATAM, they add the locals later on in the year. So I think that's part of it to counteract it.
uh,
I do think that the max amount of points you could earn from locals in those regions should be less than
yeah.
NA.
I So one thing is with Latam, I
Because for
don't know.
LATAM, you could literally qualify. You're 10 points
Right.
away from qualifying just off of locals alone.
The issue is in with Latam there are no events. They
Oh,
still
there's
haven't
still none.
even. So okay, so they had Curitiba, and they had LAIC, and there's still no announcement for any future Brazilian events. And obviously, the Brazilians get the most event.
Yeah.
And last year there was only one non-Brazilian event.
Well, what do you mean? They had the Mexico qualifier. They had the
Okay,
one in
two
Santiago.
yes, that's two non-Brazilian events.
Oh,
and
those
that
are the
was
only
it.
two. Okay.
Those are the only two. And again, VGC did open up some. They were special events, and I think it was like in Colombia, in Peru, and one
But
in
Go didn't have
Argentina.
any.
And they didn't have it for Go. So if they do those, and if they also actually announce these events in a decent amount of time that players can, feasibly prepare and actually make the trip
Your
there.
door just opened, by the way.
Yeah, it's probably wind.
I hold myself accountable too. I said yo.
All right, cool.
Friggin' dang ghosts messing me up.
Yeah,
Ghost, your door just. All right, let me.
that ghost that was taking out my
I'll randomly grab
nose
one.
piercing.
What
I'm
color
now
is it?
friends with them, and I plan that.
What is this one?
What color you got?
This is yellow.
I can't see that, man.
I think this is.
anything.
This might be.
What was it, the dishwasher one?
Oh yeah, it's a dishwasher one. Or dishwasher.
All right, let's go.
Whew. I didn't think I'd have to, but freaking ghosts in Australia, man.
That's what they do. What, you got birthday cake or dishwasher?
Oh, it's 100% dishwasher. Dude, I don't know what's up with
what does
your.
that mean though? What does it taste like? Dirty dish water.
Take a bite and you'll see.
I don't want to take a bite.
Ooh, that's pretty foul. That's pretty bad. I don't want to do this again. And the thing is, it's hard to chew it because it's like you can't just swallow the.
I get what you're saying there, but I don't understand.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
What it could taste like.
I don't know. I think you have a bunch of duds or regular jelly beans. Mine. Yeah. This is disgusting. I hope I don't get the barf one. Man, me looking out for you two, thinking that you had an intruder in your house and I'm trying to save your life. Joke's on me.
It's unfortunate. I believe it is.
That's disgusting.
Well,
I think there's definitely issues with that, right? Them not even announcing, and I don't know. What that might be organizer side things, right? That might be out of TPCI's hands. I don't know because we've had the late kind of announcement of their regionals last year too, when we had a full season last year.
I think while that still exists,
it's the same thing for VG and TCG too. It's not like they know, so it's not like because Ghost knew on the scene, we're finding out later. No, I mean it's for everyone in LATAM for whatever reason. Yeah.
But yeah, I think while that still exists for LATAM, I think it's acceptable for them to be able to qualify through locals. Because also I think obviously depending on where you live, but
like what if some of the best like players in LATAM don't have any locals near them, and then a bunch of LATAM players that barely even play GBL, but they're in a small town, they have a card shop, they're hosting it, they could just qualify through that.
Again, this is going to happen anyway.
I guess so.
You can't prevent that with the current season, the current system. Sorry. So
for the current season for sure. I'm just saying for future seasons.
No, for the current system. Yeah. Well, with this kind of system, you just can't prevent it. So I don't think.
It's just like it's like very awkward too because I don't think this will happen as much at Worlds, even with the easier quote unquote qualification, even if you're like gaming the system in certain areas or you just don't have a lot of people showing up, you're getting all these local points. But whenever I see like a team on stream, this happens in credit to production too, they're kind of filtering out some of these sooner. But whenever you watch a stream battle and the matchup, you already know one, it's like someone that's well known in the community, and then they're facing someone with like a Suicune that's under level, right? And you're just like, oh, this is going to be brutal. Not only one, it's not going to be super entertaining. Two, people in Twitch chat are going to make fun of the person that has like terrible Pokemon or terrible strategies or bad gameplay or all the above. And then three, it's just like the person sitting there doesn't really want that beat down on stream either, right? But
Mhm,
they're there. That's probably their first tournament, and maybe they don't show up again after that because it's
mhm,
such a bad experience. And obviously for Worlds it's slightly different, but I remember one specific matchup at Worlds I was watching, and I was like, the skill difference here is pretty large.
mhm.
And it was like day one, too. It wasn't like top cut, whatever. But I was watching, I was like, these are some funky plays from someone that qualified through Worlds. Obviously, again, the old system, it was still pretty cutthroat, but this person probably got it from a cascading invite or something, right? Like
Right.
someone that probably couldn't have made top two or top four at the international, but kind of, I wouldn't say snuck on by, but in my opinion, too, the people that qualify through cascading invites definitely, like, they might not be up,
World
as
material.
competitive.
Yeah.
Yeah, but again, there are plenty of people that made top cut that got it from a cascading invite that still did great, right? Extra is someone that
Yeah.
comes to mind. Who else had a cascading invite top cut? I mean, maybe
I guess
maybe if he's
inadequate,
only,
technically.
yeah, inadequates, yeah.
But I guess he probably would have qualified at some point anyway.
I don't know. He's never gotten top two ever at a
That's
regional
true.
or
That's true.
international.
Yeah.
but yeah, he's definitely an exception because his consistency is kind of nuts. Um, but outside of Gerald and inadequates, there's not really a lot of examples of that either, right? So,
I
um,
think.
but
So I
that's a
don't
good thing, right? That explains that the old system, the top two slash top four in an international was a very strong indicator of high skill.
know.
Whereas
But
in
I
the
think
current
I think for
system,
us
I
it
don't
was
know.
definitely more competitive than for the other games because again they've had the CP system for a while, and from what I understand a good there's like a very um big emphasis on day two
Mhm.
for a lot of players where they consider day two to be because their day twos are still different from ours, like ours are or ours
Well,
was
I don't know. I don't
basically
remember
last
for
few
I don't
years.
I don't know for VG, and I think it changes this year or this season, I should say. But for TCG, day two at Worlds was based on essentially if you had enough championship points from your region,
Yeah,
you get a
then
buy.
you
You
got
get a
yeah.
day one buy, not a round one buy, a day one buy.
I think
So
now this year they're changing it to a round one buy or something along those lines.
yeah, and that would be,
Yeah,
in my opinion, a little bit more
yeah,
fair because a whole day's worth of competition
it's
scraping on,
insane.
like
Yeah.
skipping, is that's massive.
Mm.
You don't even have to beat that many opponents. I mean, they obviously have more players than us, so they still have
Yeah,
to
so
face quite a
day two
bit,
is still a lot of players.
but it's, I
So
mean,
I
way
think
less. Yeah.
yeah, but as in like, it's still a lot of players relative. I think this
Mhm.
is why for for the other games with the CP system, there's way more people qualifying, but then they just put more emphasis on day two. So it seems like day one is just weeding out. You know,
Yeah, but me personally, I don't like that.
I don't like that either.
That's my personal preference, right? Because remember when we looked at the first Worlds bracket, and
Yeah.
you're like, every one of these matchups are
Mm.
nuts. I mean, you had Status and Crescent Angels on that first round matchup. I mean,
And there were so
it's
many other matches as well where I was like,
so many.
why don't they show this one? Because this one's like really good and
Yeah,
great
and
that they obviously
you
can't
can't,
show
you
them all.
just don't have the opportunity to because you're going to show so many, and that's super
Mm.
exciting. I like, and that's the thing, right? I personally think the seeding thing is a great idea too, but you don't
Mm.
get as many hype round one matches with seeding, especially if the seeding becomes proper seeding down the road.
Right.
Right now, I think there's still going to be some slips and crack because someone didn't qualify before or like just didn't do well, but they're still really good, and
Mm.
so their seeding's not fully accurate. But that's always exciting when you see a round one match and be like, wait, this is round one. This is dope. But I think at the same time, it does avoid the end of day one winners finals where you're like, how did not even just how did one of these guys get here? Sometimes it's like, how did they both get here? like they're both making some weird plays, right? But it just they might have had an easier bracket run or just bracket in general. So
Mm.
it does happen that way. Um, I don't know. I think for me personally, I think qualifying for Worlds is a huge achievement in any game or any
Mm.
sport or whatever. And personally speaking, I would prefer it's harder than easier.
Yeah, I prefer that too. But I think this is also, you know, when you were saying everyone's going to have worlds qualify on their achievement,
Yeah.
eventually you just don't put worlds qualifier on the achievement, and you put obviously the
No,
people
people.
who qualified in the first 2 seasons, they qualified because they topped a certain tournament, and that would go in their achievement, so you know that, oh, they were worlds qualified because they topped from there. Whereas the ones that like maybe qualified through locals, there's nothing really to put on the achievement. I guess if
I
the
guess
only
so,
thing that
but
goes on their
then
achievement
there's
is worlds
worlds
qualifier, then you
qualified.
kind of know. Yeah, then you kind of know what kind of.
I think for me, it's more so worlds qualified used to be outside of doing really well at worlds or top cutting at worlds. Worlds qualified was the pinnacle, right,
Mhm.
of achievements. At least, maybe an international champion is also pretty hype too. But being a worlds qualified competitor is a very high mark that not many reach.
Yeah,
But if you water it down a little bit, it loses meaning. But the thing is, the commentator's still going to say it. At least I would. If someone
I
tells
guess so.
me
Yeah,
that this person is a world's qualified competitor, why
you
would I
kind of
not
have
hype him
to
up?
because obviously you got
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
So
I mean, it's achievement, and to be fair to them, I don't know how they. I might not know how they qualified. Maybe their locals are stacked, even if they didn't win a regional. Maybe their locals are stacked. Maybe they got like top cut 5 different times in the season. We'll probably have that data, but I just don't like the fact that it raises questions in some people's minds. Like maybe maybe they had an easy qualification run. You know?
yeah, I agree in it. But again, I think that's what the first round or two is going to be for this year in Worlds. It's
Yeah.
a shame that that's the case, but
Seeding will help for sure,
yeah.
though. For that,
Now, after the first couple rounds, then it will probably just go back to being okay.
seeding
This
is
is
going to
what
be
it's like.
interesting at Worlds. Now that I think about it, seeding right now for regionals and probably most internationals is fine because most people are from the same region. How do
Mhm.
you see that Worlds? Because players at NA and EU to a degree have way more opportunities to compete than
It's
someone in
true.
LATAM and APAC. So how do you see that? Especially APAC, right? If they have literally one tournament, how do
One
you see
tournament.
that? Even if you win the whole thing, you might still be seated lower than someone that top cut 6 different times in NA this year, even if they didn't do as
Personally,
well.
I would seed first by region where it kind of so you seed throughout the region, right? So you
Mm-hmm.
you separate the APAC players and you make sure that there's an equal amount of players from a certain region in each group, if that makes sense. So you're kind of just your, let's say for example,
So
there's
you don't get like region, like kind of like internal region conflict slash battles.
yeah, I mean you just get more, you get like an even distribution regarding
Yeah.
region throughout the
That's
groups,
that's what they
and
did for
then
League of Legends actually this year for
is
Worlds.
it
They split
okay?
up. Yeah, they had invitations, a certain amount of invitations per region slash country,
Uh,
and they'll split them up. I think they did that for Pokemon Unite as well. So let's say there's like, obviously it won't be this even. It's like 10 or like 40 from NA, 40 from Latin, 40 from EU, 40 from APAC or slash Oceania. Then you'll just have like 10 in Group A, 10 in Group B, 10 in Group C
yeah,
from each, and maybe fill them up so they don't even pair like round one or something.
yeah, I think that would be a good way to do it because again, that way it's like you can assess all the NA players in a specific group and be like, well, okay, this is obviously. I think that makes way more sense as well in it. So it's like this is obviously one of the better players, this one of the not so good players, or not as good players. But yeah, it's like let's say if you're looking at NA specifically and you've already ordered them and you're like there's these are the top 5 or like the top 8. Obviously the top 8 are going into separate groups and then
Mm,
you just keep on like going down in it. So I think it shouldn't be too hard.
yeah. The other tricky thing with Worlds is just like any regional or international. I believe you can RSVP to go to compete as a competitor like the day before the event starts.
uh,
So they don't might not have the most. It's a lot of work for the judges for sure. But I don't know. I mean, it's this
Honestly, though, you've got a
depends
whole
on how many people
team.
at
I feel
Worlds.
like it's very doable.
Maybe I don't know. I don't work in that sector,
Do you
so
know what? If you man
what?
need any help, hit me up. Yeah, I know all these players. I will do a good job for you. So, you need any help seeding pre-worlds? You go.
How generous of you. But you gotta eat a jelly bean for that one.
Why? What did I do?
You said you need any help, yeah? Or something. You said yeah somewhere in that phrase.
I didn't hear
Crack it
it.
open. I know you didn't hear it because you were in your internal monologue. You're feeling good about yourself. You're like, yeah, I'm your guy, right? I
Okay.
could do it, yeah. And
Should
then
I?
it just slipped out.
Okay, I should probably shake it up.
Yeah, shake it up. Yeah, don't. Yeah, just pour one out. It's okay if it's the same color as before. I hope you get that dishwasher one, just so you could.
I think this is the dishwasher possible one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the dishwasher birthday cake.
I swear, if this tastes like freaking lemon again or orange, I'm gonna be heated. Very nasty. A little dishwashy. A little bitter. Shall I say?
I mean, it's
I
not
don't want
nice,
to.
but it's not awful. Like, obviously, I wouldn't eat it on purpose, but
It's bitter though, right?
not really.
What?
I don't know what it is, but no, I feel like this was definitely designed to be
Do you like
bad,
burn
but
your tongue before this? I don't understand. How do you not taste anything?
I don't know. I don't know.
Wait, so what does it taste like to you?
I mean, it's
There's no
definitely
way it's
not
burnt.
nice, but I just barely taste it anymore.
I feel like you need to get your taste buds checked or something. I don't know. Now that
I
I think
do
about
have
it, you
like a
ate that
very
hot
sensitive
chip pretty.
tongue.
You have a what?
I have a very sensitive tongue. I don't know if that is a reason.
You have a sensitive tongue? What do you mean? That sounds like the opposite of what you should be having.
I know, but I don't know. This is why I don't drink hot drinks, because I burn my tongue very easily, or like hot food.
Did you
And
burn
stuff.
your tongue right before this?
No, I haven't had anything hot, so I don't know.
It's weird. These reactions are not what I was hoping for. Maybe in the end, you should just take a handful. It'd just be a
I don't
champ.
want to do that. I don't want to tempt fate. This is the thing. So far, it's not been bad, but I'm not trying to tempt fate and find some, that actually just doesn't taste nice. The only thing is, though, is I'm so tempted to be like, oh, but there's some nice flavors in here, and it'd just be a nice little snack. But
Yeah, that's some Russian roulette snacking right there.
yeah. I'm not gonna do that.
Imagine you eat one, it's disgusting, and then you try to eat another and cleanse the palate, and it ends up being another disgusting one, and just double dip it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I know I can at least keep the blue ones as a backup, because for me the blue ones are just fine.
I think liver and onions might not be too bad too, because I feel like that's in some dishes.
Right now,
you
it's
can go
sounding nice pre-dinner.
for.
Just sounds like dinner.
A little appetizer.
Yeah.
Ryan Colgrove says, so anyway, that was just T-Watt's comment, but I think it brings up an interesting discussion. And again, I don't really fault anyone that works for, TBCI or Pokemon, like Niantic or whatever, whoever came up with these things, the championship points, because it is in line with VGC and TCG. And I think it does suck if you're, constantly getting top 3 or top 4 and you just can't qualify. You just short off that, especially in Pokemon Go, where so many little things could have changed that, and just one little thing could have flipped that.
Well, Mind Joke
situation.
just qualified.
He did, but the
Yeah.
funny thing is, he would have actually qualified in the old system too. So this was going to be his year to go to Worlds either way. I think
That's true.
So, who didn't qualify and who wasn't going to qualify but thought they would? Evan, 7777. Did you see his tweet?
Yeah.
It's funny.
He was
He
not
said-
going to qualify.
he's
That's not
like-
how it works.
Yeah, he's like sucks because under the old system, I'm just roasting him too. I mean, he's like, he didn't mean it. He actually believed it, but he's like, it sucks. I would have qualified in an old system, but oh well. Like, I guess I'll keep grinding because he got 4th place or something. He got 4th, and I was like,
it was an international. Because
no,
wasn't his last?
It wasn't that.
No?
No, it wasn't that. No, he's been to a decent amount of regionals actually, but he did qualify. No, that wasn't confusion. So he said it sucks because I would have qualified through Worlds and old system from cascading invites. And I was just like, huh? How? Well, I just said why or how, or I don't remember what I said. I just said how or why. He said, well, because Doombug, Arrow, and Wadaj qualified, and so I'm in 4th place, it would have cascaded down to me. I said, well, if it's the old system,
Not really how that works.
because the thing is, Arrow and Doombug did qualify before they made it to grand finals.
Okay.
But they
What, through
qualified through
CP?
championship points. Yeah, you can't cherry pick the qualifications. Like, oh well, they qualified in the new system, so their invite should be cascaded down in the old system. I was like, wait, what? I was like, no, because if it was the old system, neither of them would have been qualified before going to grand finals. They both would have qualified there, and that would have been the 2 spots. Wadaj's previous world's qualification spot wouldn't have cascaded down to you because he got 3rd, right? If Wadaj got 2nd, he and Evan got 3rd, that's a different story. And he's like, oh yeah, my bad. I got lost in the sauce or whatever. But anyway, mind joke though, legit would have qualified in last system too. So congrats to him. I know he was definitely hunting down that qualification. Anyway, Ryan Colgrove says, he said, I think he's quoting me, lost to a no-name player in Flying Pizza. What is this slander? One of the best Show 6 players in Sylph Solo and factions record-wise. Just saying. Ryan Colgrove, you need to re-listen to the episode. What I said was he lost to, I don't know if I said no-name player, but like a lesser-known name player, maybe. Maybe I did say no name. I was saying, because he lost, because Harjeff lost to Asexon, and Flying Pizza. I didn't say in Flying Pizza. I said and Flying Pizza. Yeah. What I meant was the no-name player was Asexon. The well-known player was Flying Pizza. Listen to it back, Ryan Colgrove. Listen to it back. But I will say at the same time too, Flying Pizza's never qualified for Worlds, so hasn't ever even made top cut actually. No, in NAIC Nor regional. So I think
Are they
yes,
like
I think
player? Is that why he's guessing?
He's on SoCal Swap Blue. Yeah, I think he lives in one of the regions that has a lot of tournaments because he was one of the people that was given a travel to go to NAIC last season.
Oh,
it's like him, Jay Jan, some other people too. Mm-hmm. But that being said, I think he's a talented battler for sure. Well, let's get the facts straight too. He also hasn't qualified for Worlds before. He hasn't made Top Cut before. He also was playing in factions in not the highest tier competition. Still pretty good. His King of the Hill run was kind of insane. He had like SoCal Swabble Gold. He had like 5 or 6 weeks of 3-0s. Wow. He even 3-0'd against the Italian team, the spaghetti team or whatever. Pasta people, yeah. Pasta Shudo. He even 3-0'd them, but they still lost. Yeah, unfortunately. It was funny because I was like, oh, well, if he 3-0's and they win it, I'm like, who wants to try to end his 3-0 streak? I was onto my teammates, right? But they didn't get the chance, unfortunately. Anyway. No disrespect to Flying Pizza. I think he is good, which is why I did name him. I didn't say no name player in Flying Pizza. That's all I'm saying. But at the same time, too, let's not hype him too much until I need to see something, right? If he's going Portland, I need to see a top cut performance at least. Come on, I need to see a top cut performance. Okay, well, anyway, someone else responded. Durditas Blue says, not to play the guy's talent down, but he's an up-and-comer, not a household name. Best play Pokemon result was 25th in 5 attempts. Solo Sylph was dead when he burst onto the scene. No name is harsh, but individual accolades also just aren't there yet. I'm somewhere in between those two comments, but yeah, that's something what I was getting at. Anyway, like I said, I didn't. If I said he was a no-name player, that's not what I was intending to say. But I'm pretty sure if you listen to it back, I said no-name player and Flying Pizza, not in Flying Pizza. I know Flying Pizza. Come on now, I know Flying Pizza. Anyway, Arante Ancio says, is there any specific site where you can see who is qualified to date for Worlds?
Is there? Okay, so technically, once I feel like Shiny hasn't updated this in ages. But obviously we have the world qualification section on the Dracoviz website. I'm not sure how far it's. You know what? It's okay. It's updated up till Stuttgart, so just need to update. I guess we need to put Axon and also Dunebug on there. So that's where you can see all the regional winners. and then you're looking at championship points. Then again, wait. So LAIC was Harjef and also um,
What do you mean LEIC? You were qualified prior to that.
right. But it was Basti, right? Was it
Basti
Basti in
did
the first?
qualify. Basti
Yeah.
qualified there.
So Basti should
Did
also be
Andrew
on that list.
Manhars qualify at
No, because it
LAIC?
was only two. As in, no, as in from guaranteed qualifications, LAIC had two as opposed to one.
I thought it was just
So
still the one.
no,
Are
because the
internationals
ICC.
guaranteed top two?
Yeah,
Are you sure?
yeah.
Where does it say that?
Probably on the page of internationals.
Oh, I thought it was actually
Pokemon.
just the one still. But you just get a ton of points from second, so you pretty much qualify anyway for most people.
That's also true as well. Yeah, but I
But
guess
but
it's not an
but
instant.
no, it's an important question though, because you might guarantee qualify in at LATAM, but if you're from NA going to LEIC and you get second, you might not qualify.
Then you wouldn't. Yeah.
I'm just asking if it's an auto qualification or not, like first. I thought it was just first, but
Okay,
I could be
Latin
mistaken.
American. No, sorry, not Latin American. International championships.
I did hear people say that in passing, but I don't know where they got it from because I personally never read that myself. So
There's travel awards. Okay. No, there's still travel awards. I'm pretty sure it is, but I can't find the exact document.
Well, someone know if someone listening knows, please send me a link or drop in the next comment or something. But I could have sworn I haven't seen that specifically stated about ICs. It's just that you get so many points for second place at ICs that, especially if you're in LATAM, you probably would auto qualify based on the points. I forgot how many you get for second place. I think you do, but in EU, maybe in EU, but definitely in NA, you wouldn't qualify off of the points alone.
Okay, here we go.
Who told you it
So
was top two?
international championships, first and second place.
Oh, wait, can you link that to
Yeah.
me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I stand
Oh
corrected.
yeah, Basti should be on that list as well. So basically, the list on the Dracoviz website currently missing Axon, Basti, and Dunebug. However, aside from that, that's all the guaranteed qualifications. Then,
Well,
you
Bassi
are
also wasn't second. What do you mean?
Who was second? I can't remember. Oh, it was Trixin.
Trixon
Sorry.
was second. Yeah, I was even more confused.
So yeah, I was blanking. So Trixon, Doombug, and Axon should be on that list. Then you have the championship points people, and you know what? We should probably put this somewhere on the website because the Pokemon website is the worst for navigating. Like you have to search into Google to actually find the leaderboards. And I don't
Yeah,
know.
I do that too. I have it bookmarked because it's
so ridiculous.
I don't know how the website is a little cumbersome to navigate. It
feels like
it feels like it was made like a couple of decades ago, and or at least 10, maybe 1 decade ago, and they haven't updated the layout. I mean, I don't know. They might have, but
so once you go to the maybe we can have this linked, but once you go to the championship point leaderboards, they do sometimes take some time to update, but this is the best you're going to get in terms of the quickest updating because nobody else has access to the results of locals aside from TPCI, so that's really going to be the most accurate. But for example, you can filter everyone out by region, and so if we look at US and Canada, we've got Jan, who already qualified anyway. Eric Wang, who's Eric Wang?
That's Nighttime Clasher.
Okay, so Nighttime Clasher and Rise to Occasion are currently the only two US or North American players to qualify through championship points.
Well, that's on the list because Arrow technically did too.
Oh, okay. So they obviously haven't updated that part then.
Yeah. Arrow's calculating through the championship points you probably got at San Antonio.
So again, yeah, this is still hasn't updated, but from the thing here, Europe, A Mind Joke is currently the only one as far as this is updated.
Points alone.
Latin America, We have Andrew Manjarez, Garavello Andre, Basti, and Zardi, who have all
Mero definitely qualified through San Antonio recently too,
probably didn't get
but it
updated.
hasn't
So I guess
updated yet
Emero as
from
well,
San
yeah.
Antonio. Yeah.
And then what's the other region? Oceania, I imagine nobody except for Jukovic. Yeah, they've only had a
From the auto, yeah.
Middle East and South Africa. Nobody's on the leaderboard. Russia.
Wait, what is so for Middle East and South Africa? Are they expected to just travel to a European or something event
I think
or
they're just
somewhere?
expected to have locals.
But they don't have locals right now.
No, but they can. Yeah. I guess they don't have locals right now. I
What
think
what
they're
did what did
expected
they
to.
do in previous seasons for
They
Middle
didn't
East
even
and
have a
South?
classification for them.
Also, why just South Africa? Are there no
I
other?
think because honestly,
They don't have the
if you
infrastructure
look
in the
at
other
like,
countries in Africa.
I think the thing is, there's a possibility of infrastructure, but I don't imagine the Pokemon company is exactly trying to make it happen.
Yeah.
Middle East is easy because you can just do anything in the Middle East. But if you look at Asia, they've decided to completely ignore Asia, and majority of Asia just happens online. So I can't imagine they'd be trying for Africa. But
Hmm.
South Africa is, I guess, the one exception.
Yeah, I mean South Africa is definitely a little bit more developed compared to some of the other African countries too.
I
So
mean, you say that, but not really. But I mean, do you know what I mean? It's like, my opinion, it's just a bit.
yeah,
Yeah,
we
maybe
had Sylph
something.
season one in the top 8 or top 6, whatever the cut was, top cut was. One of the players was from South Africa. He's on my friends list
Yeah,
still, actually. He's he flew from South Africa all the way to Germany for Dortmund for the
that's wild.
Sylph Worlds season 1. Yeah.
I
He
rate that.
thought about bringing Tropius, but he said he later realized it wasn't that good in that meta. But turns out he was wrong. He actually ended up
What
being
was
Airslot
actually
Tropius was actually
good?
quite good. Yeah.
Oh man.
But I mean no, not in that tournament, but just like,
Oh, okay. Just in general.
years later, or like a year or so later. Because like, yeah, that'd been nice to represent my local regional Pokemon spawn, but
Yeah, true, true,
he
true.
couldn't make it
Yeah.
work. Yeah, he did quite good. Okay, well that's good to know. Yeah, so there's no like, I think what Arante's asking for is there a specific site that just lists them all out, and unfortunately
Yeah.
there isn't. That's
I
not.
think
It's
what
not.
we
There's no
might try and do
clear
though
list.
is, and we
At least
might
no
look at.
official list from Pokemon.
No.
Maybe like if Dracoviz or some other third party org wants to create a list that they update as soon as possible, they can. But at the same time, too, it is hard to track. I mean, it's hard to update. I guess like you don't even have to track the points. Like the moment we see that Arrow or Eomero or whatever are tweeting that they qualify for Worlds through the placement, and if you just look at the placement, it makes sense. The numbers add up. You could just throw them on a list on like a Dracoviz
That's
website.
just
You don't
too
have to
long.
list how many points. You just have to
That's just
create a
too
list
long.
of people. Huh?
Yeah, that's too long. Like, I
What
mean,
do you
okay,
mean?
I think what would probably be best is, and we might look into this next year, but probably just hosting the championship points table somewhere on the site. And then either one, whenever things get updated on the championship points site, then maybe adding them to some list. Um,
Mm,
but doing it before it updates on the championships point site is a bit tricky, because also you have there's certain tournaments where you don't really know when what the player cutoff is, because you don't know if the tournament is
yeah,
calculating no shows, or if they're
fair.
calculating
So the player might
buys.
get it wrong if they're on
Yeah, so
tweeting
you
about
don't
it.
know. So until it actually comes up on the championship points board, I'd say it's like not guaranteed. And so
Yeah, it's
yeah,
good
the best you can do
practice.
is like host that, and then as soon as it gets updated on the championship points board, add them to some list. I think that's definitely something that we will do, because obviously it's good to have a whole list of the players who have qualified. So
I think also in the beginning of the
maybe
official
create a second
streams,
tab. Sorry,
yeah, a tab would be great. A tab would be
like,
great.
so if it's on where we have our qualified players list, if we
Yeah,
have two tabs where one of them's qualified, like auto qualified, and then the others just players that have qualified normally. So there won't be any stats or team or anything like that. It will just be a
hmm
link to the player.
you should also do a tab where it's just like all of them combined. Just like because I think some people just want to see everyone that's qualified for Worlds,
Fair enough.
regardless of how they did it, right? Because then they don't have to like comb through 2 lists. You could filter. What you could do is build a filter. Everyone on the list, filter through all the qualified based on first/second place in international, and then the other one would be just based on championship points.
Yeah, true. But yeah, we'll do that definitely next season, like next GBL season, I guess.
Yeah.
Will be a good time to do it.
Okay. And the last comment from Dwayne is, "Where's the Squirrel Trapper merch?" It's coming. It's coming. That's my fault. I gotta set. I'm working with a merch company to set it up. So that's taking a little second because they need to be able to produce a merch and agree upon some stuff too. So,
Right.
won't be in time for the holiday season, but it's luckily it's not a holiday themed Squirrel Trapper shirt. So we, you know what? For our loyal audience, listeners, or viewers, I should say, I'll flash them a quick design of this, just briefly, so y'all can see. Yeah, a sneak peek of what it will look like, just so you know, and so that way you know, man, I've been waiting all the time for this garbage. but or you can say, oh, I'm really looking forward to this. So this is what is the Squirrel Trapper design potentially going to look like on the shirt. Pretty good, right? Take a nice gander, Squirrel Trapper. I know you watch it too. I know.
And you know what? We say it's not going to be done in time for the holidays, but who really decides when a holiday is? I think you decide when your own holidays are, and therefore, when they're ready, could be ready in time for the holidays.
Wait, say that again? You lost me.
It's not ready in time for this holiday, but it can be ready in time for any other holiday you want to take.
I'm just gonna say, if you're giving a Squirrel Trapper shirt, I'm Squirrel Trapper shirt to your significant other on Valentine's Day, we take no blame if they break up with you after that gift, right? I'm just throwing it out there. If you want to go down that route for that holiday, be my guest. I hope you got a backup gift though for that, because
yeah, definitely get backup gift. Definitely get backup gift. Ready for the holidays still. Easter's about not quite squirrels, but rabbits, and they're pretty close. I think you could wear the Squirrel Trapper shirt and get away with it. We have plenty of opportunity.
Yeah. I don't know if any of these ideas are stellar, Anicor, but I don't know if any of them are $1 million ideas. They might be like 5-cent ideas, nickel ideas. Anyway, that does it for that. What?
I'm giving them away for free, so
yeah, what a steal our audience is getting. What a steal. That does it for our YouTube comments. Before we get into the event, because we only really have one event because it hasn't been that long since we recorded last, I want to ask you, in the spirit of the holidays, if you had a Christmas wish list from Santa Claus, aka Niantic, what would you wish for? If you could wish for, let's start with one thing first. Maybe we'll do two. We'll each throw something out there.
You know what's funny is the other day when they released the news about the genies.
The genies?
I think
the Landers, the Landers tornado
as a joke,
stuff.
I was like, you get 3 wishes. I was like, someone was like, oh, is there an event? I was like, yeah, you get 3 wishes and none of them get answered. Just in the true spirit of this game. But all seriousness, I just want the game to work, man. I just want it. I don't even want much. I want to be able to play a game, and it's so sad. It's very emotional. I can't lie, because you look at other people and they're playing games, and their biggest complaint is, "Oh, this thing is too overpowered." I'm like, I wish that was my only complaint, man.
You wish Poison Jab Surf Clodsire was the biggest debate.
I wish that was the biggest issue, but it's just not. There's and honestly, I think
I will say though, in Pokemon Unite, Mewtwo and Zacian being that busted was terrible for the game. A lot of people
But you
quit
know what
because
the
of
thing
that.
is something like that is very easily rectifiable by people who don't necessarily need to have any skill. Do you know what I mean? As in, like,
What do you
um,
mean?
you're who's gonna who can rectify that? Someone who does like move balancing or something, right? So
Oh no,
they
I
just
don't know, but that's the frustrating thing because in Pokemon Unite, the interesting thing is any move balances they do affect only the Pokemon they're touching. For example, I think I mentioned this in a previous podcast. Blastoise, Cramorant, Greninja, Slowbro, they all learn the move Surf, but
uh-huh.
Surf for each one of them do different things and have different number values and everything. They literally
Is
look
that
different.
bad?
They interact differently, huh?
Is that bad?
No, I mean, I no, I think it's really cool actually because
Yeah.
if you're using Surf on Blastoise, it works and does different damage and works completely differently than a Cramorant Surf or Greninja Surf. Like they're actually very different.
So it makes it
So
way easier to balance then in that case.
exactly because
Yeah.
everything is single targeted. So I agree with you, but that was a frustrating thing because the studio that makes Pokemon Unite, Timmy Studios, they were not nerfing. It was like months. And so they purposely weren't, right? And then and then you get into the maybe grimier side of things where you're thinking, why would they not nerf it? Is it
Why?
because they're trying to boost their sales of people buying Mewtwo and Zacian to play because they're not free to play, right? You had to buy
True.
the license to use them, and they're trying to boost their money because they know that now that this is so overpowered, you literally can't really beat a full like Mewtwo Zacian comp unless you're just playing out of your mind. And even then, you still might lose. And they just have to play at 10% of the effort and still beat you. So the only way you can stay competitive is if you buy your own Mewtwo to fight against them. So that's
Yeah.
where that's when it gets real because again, like I mean, I think grass is on the greener sometimes, but you can say, oh, Niantic's not listening to us, but Timmy Studios was definitely not listening to their community for months. And it's still pretty broken. It's just not as broken. It's
Yeah.
not as
But
bad.
I still think that the game just having a base level of like functioning is way more important. Do you know what I
Oh no,
mean?
I agree with you. I'm just saying
Yeah.
I was just giving devil's advocate, just having like
Mhm.
one super powered Pokemon or character in a game or something is
Yeah, it's
actually
not good.
quite frustrating at times too. Even if
Because
that's the
again,
only
at the
issue.
worst case, it can still be um, a sort of mirror match where
Yeah, but
yeah,
it's
you're
just not
both using
it's not fun though.
yeah, obviously not fun, but it's like yeah, you're both using the most overpowered Pokemon, but now it's like, well, your skills are being the differentiator because you're both using the same thing.
You know what it feels like?
Mm.
I'll give you an example. Try and make it into a Pokemon Go analogy. It's like we're playing Great League. It's like we're playing Great League, um, and you have two of your three Pokemon have to be Great League, and the third Pokemon can be a Master League Pokemon, unlimited CP. What if we both can bring Dialga or whatever? That's still super annoying because if you don't have your Dialga match over mine, my Dialga is just gonna steamroll through the rest of your team, right? Like it's probably gonna beat your Azumarill, right, or something like that. But the difference is for Pokemon Unite, there's no resistance or anything. So it's like
Mm.
Dialga, but all the damage is super effective or neutral. Like you don't even resist anything. There's no resistance in Pokemon Unite. Everything just hits hard or whatever, the same damage values. That's probably the best example I could come up with.
Yeah, I guess
That's
that is a bit of
super annoying. That's super annoying. Or that's like saying you're you two out of your three Pokemon are Great League Pokemon, and the third Pokemon is all Mewtwo, Master League Mewtwo, but on top of that, you can't bring a single dark type. So like all the side strikes and everything is hitting for like super effective or neutral.
that's true.
It's
I guess
super
that's a bit.
because yeah, the mirror like it seems like it'd be okay, but it's still like a lot of people quit the game because it was super frustrating to play into.
Mm,
Because either you play, you know what it felt like to me? It felt like you ever seen Godzilla?
no.
What? You never seen a single Godzilla movie in your life?
I know of the guy, but
What do you mean the guy? It's not a guy. It's a whole
yeah,
dinosaur. What do you mean the
yeah.
guy? The guy. You know Godzilla's a monster, right?
Yeah, I know he exists.
You know what he looks like and stuff,
It's like some big
roughly.
lizard. thing in it.
Okay, yeah.
that's,
Okay.
that's what it is.
You ever seen Transformers or anything?
Yeah.
Okay, so anyway, they're big robots, right? Or
Uh,
Pacific Rim. You seen Pacific Rim? The
no,
Guillermo
I
del
feel
Toro
like that was a
genre.
completely like
No,
out of the
Pacific Rim
box.
wasn't bad.
I've never heard of that. I'm not
No,
lying.
Pacific Rim's actually solid. It kind of feels like Transformers plus Godzilla all in one.
Okay, but are you saying it because it's a popular thing, or have you just whipped
No,
out
I'm trying to
something
come
that
up with
only
an
you've
analogy,
seen?
but it is pretty popular too. The Pacific Rim. I mean, what's his name? Guillermo or Guillermo? Guillermo del Toro. Yeah, Guillermo del Toro. He's a world famous director. He
Would you
has an
say this
Oscar.
is Transformers and
He made
Godzilla
Pan's
put together?
Labyrinth and The Shape of Water. But his movies are all over the place too, because Pan's Labyrinth and Shape of Water are very different from Pacific Rim.
Yeah.
Anyway, there's a sequel to
I've
Pacific
never
Rim as
heard of
well.
it before, but I guess
Anyway,
it's
you're clearly not the person to talk to for movie recommendations, is what I'm gathering. So playing Unite with the souped up Mewtwo and Zacian, specifically just Mewtwo, it felt like one of those monster movies where like Transformers, they're fighting each other, these big ass robots, and you're just a civilian with a machine gun shooting at them doing nothing. That's how it felt when you're playing anything besides the Mewtwo. Yes, they have their mirror match, and you're just hoping, you're just praying that your Mewtwo will be able to beat their Mewtwo in a fight. Because the moment your Mewtwo goes down, it's over, right? You better run for your life. Like you can't do nothing, right? Like he's
did
coming
they
after you.
was this allowed for Worlds?
No, because they didn't
So it's
release
after Worlds.
Mewtwo until after Worlds. They had
Okay.
Zacian, and Zacian was super overpowered before Worlds, and it legit, it was just banned from tournaments. It wasn't because it was
Wow.
broke. Because what they used to do is for tournaments, if a Pokemon was bugged, you wouldn't be allowed to play it. Or a Pokemon was just released a week prior, it wasn't allowed because people weren't practicing with it or whatever for balance reasons, which makes sense because newly released Pokemon can also be super imbalanced.
Right.
But Zacian was out for months, and they literally just straight up banned it for a bunch of tournaments because it was so imbalanced. They finally
That's
balanced it a
wild
little
that the
bit.
studio would let it go though. Do you know what I mean? As in, if something's
Yeah,
being banned, there's
TBCI, I think,
obviously
was
a
the ones
dispute.
decided to ban it because
Right.
they their esports managers or whoever decided it were like, this is not a good idea for competitive integrity.
Mm,
They eventually didn't have Zacian banned for Worlds because they nerfed it enough that it was playable. But a lot of teams are still, it's a draft mode, so they could ban a Pokemon. So they're still banning Zacian so that enemy teams couldn't pick it up. But there
right.
are times where Zacian was played and it was fine. It wasn't as broken. Anyway, going on down a rant. Your wish list. You want
Um,
a well working game.
yeah, and I think that covers so many things because, like I said, even something like Roots, I don't do them anymore, but
You don't do them anymore. How many cells you got?
barely any. I just don't do them anymore.
You made it sound like, oh, I don't do them anymore. I mean, I stopped after the first like year of me doing it. You
The
made it
thing
seem like you
is
were.
that it seems like like it's really cool because it gives you some cool rewards and stuff. But it's just the whole thing that I know where one route is around the corner from me, but looking for another route is just such an effort because the menu doesn't work. You can't really look on the map. So routes is an example of something where it's like I don't even really partake in that part of the game that much. um, I probably would if it worked a bit better. And I'm not too bothered about not partaking in it. Like I don't care about the majority of the game. Um, but I think this is the maybe not the issue, but it's like I don't care about the majority of the game, but I very well could if it worked.
Mhm.
And then so I'm like, well, this is just not really working, so I'll just ignore it. Do you know what I
Mm.
mean? Even raids is kind of similar sometimes.
So you
But
want it
I
all
feel like
fixed. That's your wish list item. You want it all fixed, all
I want
bugs.
it all fixed. I want everything fixed. I want a game that functions. How fun would that be? That'd be amazing.
That'd be nice.
Imagine that. Some people literally play games where they have no issues. That's wild.
Yeah.
That's so
Yeah.
wild. And it shouldn't be wild. Do you know what I mean? But
Especially after this many years. How do you do that though at Niantic? Do you need to
I don't
hire
know.
like a quality control consultant to like rework? all the stuff,
Maybe I
all the
feel like there's
processes and
I feel like
the guidelines.
there's so many factors that come into it because again there's like what we've discussed before like the business side. There's also little things like
They're
um
churning out a lot of events constantly, which means that they are, in my opinion, they are definitely setting themselves up for glitches and bugs because they're constantly changing the code. Whereas other games, like League of Legends, for example, they'll have a season pass, whoever, and they'll just
mhm,
update the season pass, but the game is still the same. They don't
mhm,
change the background of the arena when it's the holiday season, like Pokemon Go would, or Halloween. They won't
mhm,
change the background. They don't do this stuff. They just release a new champion every couple months, and then they have a battle pass that they just design and release, and you just purchase it or don't purchase it, and that's it. So I think,
mhm.
again though, I think the problem with Pokemon Go is the way they have hooked people is, oh, here's a new shiny toy,
Right.
and in a literal sense, here's a new shiny Pokemon, right? So it's I understand why they have the desire or think their formula for success is to constantly churn out new events and new things, which they probably are right. That might be why people are hooked. For us, people that do GBL and battle, that's not the case, but
That's true.
we're definitely the subset minority of
Yeah,
players.
that part's frustrating as well because it's like we're not even the main target
Audience
of the game. So there's also only so much um,
voting power.
bargaining power we have. But I guess
Yeah.
also like the people who are playing all the other parts of the game don't seem to be too happy. So, um,
No.
but
You
yeah, I
know
think
what
it's
I
just
think? I think for Niantic, what they need to understand, and maybe the stats don't support what I'm saying, but my guess is the PvPers, the ones that go to these regionals and events and attend all this stuff, they're some of the most avid players of the game. We might be the minority, but not only are we more vocal, I mean, we might be, yeah, I think a lot of these players are quite vocal, but the thing is we spend more time, we're investing more, stardust into stuff and
mm,
building stuff and
that's true. That's true.
grinding more and raiding more if you're doing like,
Like our
for
resources
example,
actually matter a bit more than most other
yeah,
players.
factions, Battle Frontier, that's a
Mm,
cash grab for Niantic because these Master League players and their scrimmers need to raid all these things to
right,
build stuff. Like they're the
mate. How
who
much
like
stardust did I waste the other day?
yeah, when you ran Cloudslayer on stream. Yeah, tell everyone how that went.
Hey, nearly went well.
And
Nearly went
he
well.
nearly went positive, but he didn't. Yeah, a team that he thought would be cooking. Clearly, I need to make these veteran bets a little bit more punishing. Expound, come Spritzy. Hey,
Spritzy, I could do that. What double charm? Are you done? Let's go.
um, I think you have to run Spritzy and like another pre-evolution charmer,
That's that's.
like a
I think that's
Jigglypuff.
doable. You don't need to go for a Jigglypuff. You can go. Okay, well, I don't know of any pre-evolution charmers, but I imagine they exist. I imagine they good.
Yeah. Anyway, um, yeah, I think our player base is a lot more active and maybe spends more money than the
Mm.
average player,
I think
especially
another
those
issue
Master
as
League
well
players.
is you get a lot of people who they'll just kind of complain about anything.
Hmm.
Honestly, anytime I see a Pokemon Go post on social
People
media,
complain about
so
literally everything.
literally you just click on the comments and all it is just people complaining about, and it's like sometimes it's like, nah, that's not a problem, you're just dumb. Sometimes it's like, is that even worthy of being called a problem? And then sometimes it's an actual problem. But the fact that you have all these kind of dilutes any serious issues
Well,
because people are just complaining about random stuff anyway.
yeah, but I think that'll happen in every gaming sphere, so I don't think that's very unique to Pokemon Go
Fair enough. But
specifically.
do you think maybe this gives people an excuse to like ignore?
You people, you mean Niantic people?
Yeah, an excuse to ignore
Uh
actual.
well, here's the thing, right? What does that do for them? What does making an excuse do for them? Because
No,
at
it
the
gives
end of the
themselves.
day, no, I know, but at the end of the day, if they're making that excuse for themselves and not addressing these concerns, the people in their player base are going to leave the game. So for them, like if I was working at Niantic in leadership or whatever, I want all the feedback in the world. What do you not like about the game and let me see if it makes sense for me to improve it, or it's just unreasonable. Like you just want like a million in-game currency for no reason, or a Pokecoins coming out
That's
of
your
chance
average
of
commenter.
Pokecoins coming out of every Meowth you catch, right? Like that would be way too much.
Yeah,
But but for me, I would want that feedback. I mean, I think anyone that's trying to create a good product or improve in anything would improve with feedback. You don't have to always agree with the feedback, but you should definitely want to hear it. And hopefully people at Niantic are there's some smart people there, or a lot of them are smart, and they're able to discern which is like a legitimate concern
Mhm.
and which is just someone crying about nothing relevant, or something that's not a real issue. Well, that's
That's
my
true.
thing,
Yeah.
at least. I don't know if they have that approach, and maybe not. I mean, again, I don't want to lump all Niantic employees together, because I'm sure there's some that are very frustrated where how the company's where it's going or where it's gone from previous decisions, and they just don't have the power to do it, to change anything,
That's
even if
true.
they and on top of that, not only that, but they also have to work at the place that isn't listening to their demands, and then they're also
Mm.
catching flack from everyone online saying, "Oh, no 19 employees care about me," and they're like, "Well, I care, but I can't do anything by myself." Maybe they're listening here to our
Maybe.
podcast.
Who knows?
Maybe.
So, what's on your wish list then?
My big one would be making PvP more dynamic.
How?
I think it's good. I don't know. It needs to, again, maybe if I had more time, I could come up with something better. But it's like fast paced, but there's still so many times. There's so many times where you see a game and you just know it's over because the
I think the
alignments, because
timer
of
one,
stuff.
maybe the
The
timer
timer,
thing is actually a good,
maybe. It's just
a
like
good
it's just
step in the right
it's just
direction.
weird I mean, I guess it happens in other games too, to a degree, but it's just interesting to me where you're stuck in a matchup and there's literally nothing you could do. You can't outskill your opponent. I think like
Mm.
what I would want is more opportunities for skill expression and be able to fight your way out of a bad situation if you can outskill them. And right
I
now,
think that would, like these days, that would come with um, giving coverage moves to Pokemon,
coverage
and I
moves
think
to a
that's the
degree.
direction they're going. Yeah.
I think coverage moves to a degree, but I mean, if you even if you give a coverage move to Mana Buzz, like it can only do so much into a Shadow Lone Ninetales at times, right? So like,
Maybe with a good coverage move, give
I
it
mean, you don't want to make it too
a
crazy,
gyro
because
ball or
then,
something.
yeah, yeah.
I
Next thing you
mean,
know, yeah, Mana Buzz is throwing flash cannon at everything, right? Like you don't want to make it too
yeah.
crazy, but again, I think it has to be the whole system has to be slightly reworked, or maybe massively reworked. Maybe throwing abilities, maybe throwing. I don't know. It's just like for me, the game needs to evolve, in my opinion, the battle system,
Mhm.
because I think it is really solid right now. But also, I think in the early years, it was even more exciting because people haven't hit that skill ceiling. I feel like
Right.
people are approaching that skill ceiling pretty quickly because everyone's getting better. Like you
Mhm.
could definitely see the skill difference in these tournaments, right? And some of the better players are still performing better than others on a consistent basis. But at times too, like it's a game where anyone can be beaten. And they say
Right.
that because but the thing is, for example, someone new has a chance to beat someone like Wadaj or Axon. It doesn't
Yeah.
mean that they're going to beat him consistently, but they have a chance to beat him in a best of 3 at times, because maybe they just
Good
had
alignment.
specifically they have a really good team comp, or they called the
Mhm.
leads well, or they just played well for like, I don't know, one game or something, and then the other one was RPS. Like there's a chance to upset it. Whereas in other games, I'm not going to be able to beat like the best player in whatever, right? In some other game,
Mhm.
Pokemon
I
Unite,
think
right? Let's just like I don't have the skill. I don't actually physically contain. If we play 100 games, I'm probably gonna lose all 100. Super Smash Bros. Is a great example. Very high skill ceiling game. You're never gonna have a fluke win against anyone in Super Smash if they're that much better than you. It's
that's true.
impossible.
That's true.
But and that might be from a player standpoint, that might be a little demoralizing to feel. But the thing is, that's how it should be. You shouldn't be able to just beat the best player in the
It
world
should be
randomly
demoralizing.
on a weekend. No, well, yeah, I mean, the skill gap should be felt, right? It's like anything. It's in sports, right? If I go like, hit the heavy bag in my gym a little bit, I'm not going to go and be able to beat Mayweather in a boxing match, no matter what, right? Even on his worst day, even if he's hungover, he's still going to beat me up, and that's how it should be, right? Because you don't get a chance to upset someone that much better than you just on a random fluke win. You
That's
just
true.
can't do that. But I feel like in Pokemon Go, that is possible, and
Well, maybe I think coverage moves plus timer definitely goes in a better direction because obviously coverage moves means you have more flexible play with Pokemon, so you're never like
reducing the timer is
hardcore.
a great idea too. Yeah, I like
And then
that for
yeah,
sure.
reducing the timer just means I guess it's like we were talking about that Carbink matchup, right? If you're stuck in a Carbink matchup for a whole minute, what are you going to do? Do you know what I mean? If
Mhm.
you're stuck in a Carbink matchup for half a minute and you throw two charge moves and you can dip out. So it's
Yeah.
like, it's not actually, it doesn't feel as polarizing. And already, even with a whole minute timer, you watch some of the finals of some of these regionals and the players are jumping about all over the place, manipulating the
Mhm.
timers so much. So imagine you were doing the same but with a smaller timer. You'd have to really take into account like how much time is left right down to the second, um because obviously it's going to run out a lot quicker, right? So
Mhm.
as opposed to throwing your charge move being like, well, there's roughly 10 seconds left, if it's only half a minute timer and there's roughly 10 seconds left, like there's a lot less
Yeah.
room for maneuverability, if that makes sense. um but yeah, I think that would be a cool step in the right direction. I think it's interesting that they brought the half-minute timer in one time and then that was it. And I
That was
do
pretty
feel
wild
like
too, though, because it was like Polytoad, Mew, and Deox defense in every game. I mean, it definitely leaned way too like crazy in one direction, but I think a slight
yeah.
reduction would definitely help.
And also, if you gave it enough time to develop, it would probably develop into something a bit more healthier.
Mhm.
Obviously, if it's only there for like 1 week, people are just going to go straight to a specific direction.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's interesting that they brought it in one time and that was it,
Mhm.
and they haven't really got anything. Maybe it's because they don't want to touch Go Battle League because there's more scope to like break something.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I think that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have anything specific in mind. I think the timer thing could definitely be something, but I just think, yeah, I just want there to be more room for skill expression. And I feel like there
Mhm.
is skill expression in the games, but just not enough, I
Mhm.
think. Just not enough. But I don't know. That's my thoughts on that. All right, well those are our two items on our wish list. I don't think they're going anywhere, but if the game's suddenly fixed and then the
That's
timers are
the
reduced and all these things
genies.
change, then dang, someone listening to this podcast really loves us. I'm just gonna throw it out there. I appreciate you. I
I don't
appreciate
know
you.
if it's coming anytime soon.
No, probably not.
Uh,
We do
keep
have an
us
event
honest.
coming up though. It is going to be the New Year's event,
Hmm.
and it's 2024. We got
Ooh.
ourselves Zotuda in Jigglypuff form. Jigglypuff
I
wearing a
saw that.
ribbon.
I was
Yeah,
like, imagine
that's
getting your own Pokemon.
yeah. I don't know if it's just for her, but it definitely is
I mean,
paying
it looks
homage to her
very
to a degree.
inspired. Who wears
Yes.
a gingham bow except for her?
Is that what it's called? A gingham bow?
Gingham, like
What is that? I've never heard that.
Ging. I
I've
think
never
it's
heard
the
of
name of
gingham
the
bow.
pattern.
It's a
I'm sure.
pattern.
Yeah.
Isn't that just plaid?
Um. Apparently, if it's tartan, then it's plaid.
If
Maybe.
it's
Maybe.
what? If it's tartan? I don't even know what words
Yeah.
you're using these days. What does that mean? Am I just that
um.
dumb? I don't. My vocabulary is that short.
No,
What's
so
tartan?
plaid. There's a thing that says plaid versus gingham, and what's the difference? But maybe it's just maybe it's another one of those. No, no, they're different. Okay, plaid features vertical and horizontal stripes,
Yeah.
while gingham has checks or squares arranged in rows and columns. That sounds like the
What?
same thing to me. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna
that sounds like exactly the same one.
Oh, okay, here it is. So the plaid is like a bit more uneven.
Oh, it's not
Um,
evenly gridded. It's
nah, it's so that's why I said tartan. Like the Scottish one.
no.
You don't
I
know the
don't.
Scottish
The
pattern
the
tartan.
kilts? I don't know.
You know
Target.
that red and
Why?
green
Why
check
are
mark?
fabric patterns so have the weirdest name? You got tartan, you got gingham, you got argyle. Like who came up with
I don't know.
these?
Ask
This
the
is-
inventor of fabric. I don't
I
like.
don't know. They're trying to sound fancy for nothing. Just tell me it's the gridded pattern, right? The
No, because they're not
grids.
all the same. They're all
I get
different.
it. It's so it's why I never heard of
Grid, it's his
tartan
own thing.
or clearly I don't
You got
stitch anything.
Houndstooth, Prince of Wales.
Anyway,
Yeah,
so we got so this is gingham, the bow, or is this
mm,
plaid? This is
yeah, king.
gingham. Okay. We got gingham ribbon,
Yeah.
Jigglypuff. Could be shiny. You can evolve it to Wigglytuff, of course.
Could be.
1/2 egg hatch distance when placed into incubator for to sub, and then 1/2 hatch distance for first 3 eggs hatched during the event using the Pokemon Go egg hatching widget. Do you use that widget?
I
I know
downloaded
Speedy
it
used to,
because
but I never used it before.
yeah, I downloaded it because they said there was like a discount thing.
Yeah,
But honestly, just takes up space. It doesn't really do anything for me. I don't look at it.
yeah. I wonder why they're
So
trying to push that so hard. But
yeah, I don't really know what the purpose of it is, but
who wearing a New Year's outfit will definitely be around as well, and it could be shiny. And then Darumaka is appearing in Bronzor. Nothing crazy. The who I use, the Nocta I use actually in competitive is actually one wearing the party hat, but wasn't shiny unfortunately. It was the one I used though.
Dapper
And
Noctowl.
they got Bulbasaur, Charmander, Squirtle wearing the hat, as well as Wurmple wearing the hat. A bunch of other things wearing the hat in raids. 5-star raids. We got Buzzwole in the Americas, Xurkitree in APAC, and then Pheromosa in Europe. I
Yeah,
feel
you
like
know what? I
we
would.
got the best ones by far.
Yeah,
But
I would have got really excited about that because I was like, well, Buzzwole was cool to have. Um, you know, I guess you're not going to get a Great League one out of this, but you could get like an Ultra League one. But it's
yeah,
in the Americas, so it means you got to use remote pass, and I don't know. Just the whole theme seems kind of long. I think like it's so long with raids, bro, because it's like they all sound. I know.
Master League
They
Buzz
all
was
sound
kind of wild
exciting,
though. I've seen one of my patrons ran Master League Buzzwole in a coaching
and
session,
it's
and
decent.
it's very good. Actually, does
That's
quite
what I'm
well.
saying. But it's
Yeah,
just such a shame that I don't know the rating for me is difficult. The rating for me
yeah,
is difficult.
no, definitely.
Um,
You have a bunch of baby Pokemons and 7 kilometer eggs. Nothing crazy.
oh,
And then yeah, there's some paid research, but that's about it. Nothing too wild. And this, I mean, I think that's fine though. I don't think people were like dying for. Oh, and this event's only 2 days. It's January 1st to January 3rd,
that's
10
fine.
a.m. to 8 p.m. during those dates. So
Easy
pretty
miss.
short events. Pretty short events, but that's going to be
But
the
what's a
event.
bit more exciting is the what was it like the January calendar?
Yeah, yeah. Well, we get yeah. Let's talk about that too. So we have the January
Because that was
calendar. So there is a bunch of January events too. Um, let me pull that up. Because there are definitely things happening in January.
Mhm.
Where's the
That's
graphic?
so funny because the process of trying to pull it up, you just said the same thing 3 times in like a different way.
I didn't even notice. I'm just trying to pull it up, man. What you want me to do?
Okay, so we have January Community Day, and I believe that is the Rowlet
Rowlet.
Community Day. Obviously, we discussed it last. I
Mm-hmm.
believe we discussed it last time. Hisuian Typhlosion Raid Day. Now, I obviously these well, the Hisuian Samurott didn't come with Hydro Cannon. It was data mined with Hydro Cannon initially, but I think someone also said that it doesn't actually get Hydro Cannon in the main game. So maybe this is just. Oh,
Really?
and to be honest, it has a different signature move, so maybe that's true.
Okay.
So maybe these Hisuian mons are not gonna get any sort of signature move anytime soon. So at the moment, they seem a bit meh. I can't remember if Typhlosion's moveset is out, but we'll just check PV Poke.
Mm. It's
Um,
Ghost Fire, right?
yeah, let's see. Typhlosion, Hisuian.
Skeldurge, Shalom, Marowak,
Do
similar.
you know what? Hisuian Typhlosion's in. It's interesting, but it's just super glossy because it's got Hex, Wild Charge,
It has a
Shadow
lot of
Ball and
coverage
Fire
moves.
Punch. But it's just
Yeah.
super glossy, so I don't know. I don't see that
Just
having
do a
much use.
few just in case, but you never know.
Yeah, but nothing too mad. Nice thing is
No.
you can do those on your own as well.
We have Go Battle Weekend too, or Go
Mhm.
GBL Week. What is GBL
Oh, is it the
Week?
week? Oh,
It's
that's
a
cool.
week,
So that's like
19th to the
10 sets a
24th.
day.
Is that what it is?
I think so. I think they extend it to 10 sets a day,
10 sets a
um,
day? Are you sure?
as opposed to five. Yeah.
Oh,
So it's
I
like,
mean,
and personally, I think that's a nicer way to do it because
you're
obviously
gonna
I don't
need that
GBL
too,
that
because you're gonna
much.
be like, man, I gotta take off this clown fits this week. I can't do this anymore.
Just yeah, it's true. I'm trying. But yeah, I think that's a nicer way of, obviously Go Battle Weekend is good, but one thing is, one Go Battle Weekend kind of encourages you to tank first
Yeah,
if you want loads of rewards, and then also everyone feels the pressure to finish all the battles. So that's 200 battles in 2 days, and that's a
yeah, I don't
lot.
like it.
You know, that's
It's
that's
just like
really
binging it.
intense.
Yeah.
Yeah, because also it's like it already takes 2 hours to finish one set. So you're talking about 10 hours. That's a whole day, you know.
Yeah.
That's too intense.
You
So I
should
think
play
10
10
sets a
hours
day
of
is nice.
Ultra League Clodsire.
Yeah, it's just not. I imagine how much I would have climbed with that. They're not ready. They're not
Nothing.
ready.
Based on their last record, not much. You would spend 10
They're
hours
not
doing
ready.
nothing.
But I think, yeah, Go Battle Week sounds cool because again, 10 sets a day as opposed to five. It's
Mhm.
like for people who, you know, and it happens often, you hit the five and you just want a bit more. That's cool, but you're not really going to burn out with just double the amount of sets.
Yep.
And also you feel a bit more comfortable about leaving your sets because you're like, well, I've just got another 10 tomorrow,
Mhm.
which is already a lot. So I think that's cool. And Shadow Raid Weekend. Ho oh.
Why are they just a weekend? Just let people raid Shao Ho for
Yeah,
like
I know, man.
more. But
Honestly, I mean, yeah, because honestly, I don't know if I see myself being able to raid that many Ho that weekend. The nice thing is double week to rock, so maybe you need less people in person, but
yeah,
it's
but the shadow
still,
bonus is pretty nuts.
yeah,
Ho is very strong though in Master League, so definitely one
it's
worth
definitely
just
worth
getting the
getting.
XLs for if you don't have one built yet.
Right,
But
that's true.
I got the Shundo.
Um,
I got the Shundo.
yeah. Well, now you got another project.
No, it's already finished. What you talking about? I ain't no
No, but you
slacker.
got the shadow.
Oh, the Shadow Hundo? Yeah. Wait, could it be shiny?
Yeah, because Articuno was shiny. I've got a shadow shiny Articuno,
Well,
so
was
I
Lugia
imagine so.
shiny?
And
Lugia
and
was.
Mewtwo was
Lugia.
shiny as well. Yeah.
Me
So
too. Okay, and Lugia was. Oh,
mhm.
shiny
There you
Shadow
go.
Hundo. You heard
Trying
it
to
here
play things that
first,
are not
folks.
GBL. There's one.
For the raids, we have the Therian form of Tornadus,
Right.
January 10th to 17th. Thunderous. Tornadus is like the worst one, I think. Thunderous on the
Mhm.
17th to 24th. And then the most important one, per usual, Landorus. 24th
Landorus.
to 31st. I think they're currently coded as Icy Wind clones, their signature moves.
Right.
It's what?
So
It's
that's going to
called,
be really big because,
yeah, Black Wind
or mainly for
Storm,
Landorus.
Wild Bolt, and Sand Seer Storm, I think.
Mhm. So the unfortunate thing is Tornadus is a bit crap. It's like got no
Yeah.
stat product in Master League. It doesn't look like so. Yeah, Tornadus is unfortunate. Um, then we have Thunderous. Thunderous actually has loads of stats, but the thing is
The
this move
typing's
is going
not
to be an
best.
electric move. Sorry,
Yeah. The typing's just not amazing.
I think the typing's not bad because it's actually like
You
obviously
don't
it's not
resist
great
anything
into
from
dragons.
Kyogre.
That's yeah, that's a bit of a
Yeah.
downside. But I think the offensive typing is pretty good.
Oh, Electric has always been a decent offensive typing. The problem is just the
And you don't
defensive
really get
typing
many
is.
electric types. Like you don't. There's no viable electric types in the
Well, let's
Master
put it
League,
this
right?
way: the viable electric types are what? Charge Bug and Lantern. Why? Because of their subtyping. Because the bug
Right.
on the Charge Bug and the water on Lantern, the specific the electric type is giving them very little resistances.
But this is electric flying.
Yeah, but there's not really
Yeah, I
fighters,
guess that doesn't really help.
right? In Master League. Electric
It
Flying is not
helps
even that
us.
good in Great League either. You don't see
Yeah.
Emolga and Zapdos popping off that often.
The thing is, though, is that I feel like they could if they had some stats. If they were bulky electric flying type, I feel like they'd have
Emolga's
such a
already
big
pretty
niche.
bulky, I feel like.
Emolga.
Emolga's fairly bulky. Am I mistaken?
Emolga has no stats.
Well, it has more stats than
That
Zapdos.
guy,
Maybe that's why.
Emolga will die to 2 frenzy plants. I mean, most things would, but like Emolga will.
Yeah, I mean, what are you talking about? Lickitung does from a Shadow Venusaur.
Yeah, but Lickitung doesn't resist frenzy plant. Emolga does.
Oh, I see what you're saying. No, I don't think it can take
Yeah.
two, I think.
But
All right.
yeah. So Thunderous
It's
is it's got stats, but I think the main issue is you're using Volt Switch already, and then you've got this cheap electric move. But then it's like, what do you use for coverage? Because honestly, Sludge Wave is useless.
okay. It's
And
slightly less bulky than Swampert in Great League, Emolga. So it's not. Yeah, it's not bulky.
yeah,
It's bulkier than Zapdos, but it's not bulky. Yeah.
yeah, may as well. Not bulky, but yeah. So Thunder is interesting, but okay. So the only other so the move you kind of want second is Thunderbolt, or maybe Thunder,
Well, you're
maybe
running
Thunderbolt,
double,
because then you're
triple
energy
electric
efficient.
moves.
Because the only other options you have are Focus Blast or Sludge Wave. Maybe Focus
You
Blast.
just run
then
Focus
in that case.
Blast for
Yeah,
because you need something for Groudon
that's true. That's true.
and
Yeah,
Melmetal.
that's
Why do you
true.
need more
So
electric damage?
that is true.
Plus, you'll have the Focus
Well,
Blast
maybe it'll
for
be interesting then.
Dialga.
That's true.
Would
So maybe
you
it'll be
rate it
interesting.
to make one?
No. Well, I no. Do you know what the thing is? I'd love to, but I can't.
Why?
I would love to be able to just raid some random ass legendary and be like, let me try and make it work, but I just can't. I can't get the resources to do so,
Yeah.
which is a shame. But I don't know. I'd like to see. I'm looking forward to seeing someone's video, like Home Slice Henry or something, being like,
Did you find
Thunderous.
you know what his name is now?
Oh,
It's
what is it?
John.
What is it? Is it official now?
It's official. He's so he's on the official broadcast website. He is
Oh, that's mad. Just
commentating
when I was about to find out the name.
For the Portland regional coming up in like a little bit over a week now. Sorry, we like lost connection somehow, but
We lost connection. I was just about to find out Home Slice Henry's real name or something along those lines.
yeah. So on the official broadcast website, I have this bookmark. So it has been announced actually, and this is how I know that his name
what
is
is he
actually not.
commentating?
So if you go to pokemon.com/us/play dash Pokemon/about/broadcast.
Man,
Or
this
you
is
just
why this is how you know that the
yeah,
website is trash.
yeah. So the info's out. They haven't sent out the official tweet yet, but the commentators for Go, it's going to be Softove, Butters, Homesize Henry, and Phoebe. And his real name, Homesize Henry's name, is John Gardner.
Hey, there ain't nothing Henry about him.
No,
There is nothing Henry
nothing
about
home or
him.
slice about it either.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's commentating for Portland.
John Gardner.
Go.
Oh my days.
John Gardner. Should I call him
That
that if
probably
I were
didn't run
commentating with
very well
him?
back in ends, like you can't hold your own being John Gardner. You have to
That sounds
spice it up a bit.
Yeah, that sounds like a very. It sounds like a white collar name. Let's just put it that
It
way.
does.
It sounds like a white collar name for a
John
white man.
Gardner, yeah. No offense to your name, Henry, but I mean, you're
Henry,
not even
John.
Henry.
Yeah. What are you talking?
No offense to your name, John.
John Gardner, Mr. Gardner.
Mr. Gardner, Mr. G.
If I'm ever commentating, it'd be like, "Welcome in everyone to the Milwaukee Regional. I'm Caleb Peng, joined by John Gardner himself.
Yeah.
How you doing, John?
Please, just say it as much as you can. Mr. Gardner, please take us over these plays.
Astute point, John. Astute points. I heard you're the Spice Master yourself, Mr. Gardner. What you got to say about that?
Yeah, so I would like to just interject briefly and say, honestly,
You gotta eat a jelly
everyone.
bean.
Why?
You said Yeah, I'd
I'd
like to interject.
no, I said I'd like to interject.
No, you said
My
yeah, I'd
my
like
yeah was in
to.
agreement with whatever you last said.
No, no, no,
It was an agreeing yeah.
no, right, no. You don't. Your yeah was to start the sentence. Yeah, I'd like to. That was a filler.
I
Yeah,
don't
you didn't
think
need
that
that.
was the
Yeah,
case.
you.
I don't know if you can look over the recording, but I don't know if that was the
Yeah,
case.
you can look it over
Oh,
when it comes up in a few days on YouTube.
well, it still
That yeah
sounds
man
fun.
knows you did not need that yeah in that sentence at all. You were not agreeing with that wasn't a response to my previous thing a millisecond before your next
I
word.
was agreeing with how you were
I know you want to say
referring.
bruv the moment you heard John Gardner. That's all I'm saying. You were itching.
Okay,
The
so
bruv
what
was
I'm
up
going to
your throat.
say is I'm not enjoying this. People at home, do you know how stifling it is to have your freedom of expression limited? I don't
We're
feel
trying to
like I can say anything. It's so
we're trying
difficult.
to make you more eloquent.
I don't want to be eloquent. I feel so boring. I feel like I have nothing to contribute. And it's not because I don't have
But
anything to contribute, but just because all my contributions start or involve words that I can't say, I feel like
you
I'm being
don't need to.
censored in my own
Yeah, yeah,
home. Yeah.
well, yeah, that's true because you're in your own home. But don't
I'm
don't
in
come
my
at
own
me
home.
with this. I'm being censored. I feel like I can't be nothing. I feel like this man say I feel like I have nothing to contribute to society if I can't say brother. Yeah, like what?
I can't. It's so difficult, man.
There's so many people. The majority of people in the world don't say these two words
No, but
that
it's
often
not.
or
It's not the.
ever.
That's not the point. It's
They're
being able to.
contributing.
You know what? I feel like communication is like a song, right?
Yeah,
You know,
yeah. And
you
I'm
sing
asking you
it
not to
in
say
your
2 words
own
of the song.
tune. You sing it in your own tune,
Well,
and
you sing a different tune today.
I'm not allowed to use certain notes in my scale, so my scale is off. I can't communicate well. I can't sing my
Okay.
song.
But see, I
It's,
picked you as a co-host because I knew that even if you're limited on some of the notes you can hit in your song, you have a large enough range that you can still entertain the masses with it.
there's only so far that I can go without feeling uncomfortable. Like
No. I'm not talking.
entertainment, I'm wearing a
Just
flipping look. It's even got a little headband on it. Yeah.
Yeah, that thing is definitely made for a child, like half your size.
I'm pretty sure it was in the child section. But
No, look, you say profit, yeah, all you want to,
I
It's
don't
just
want to.
it's just a few jelly
Anyway,
beans. They're not toxic.
hopefully this is pomegranate and not old bandage.
How's it feel?
I think
How's
I'm
it
getting.
taste?
Uh, but you know
Bandage.
what this tastes like? This just tastes like something that's burnt.
See
It's
what
not
I
even that
mean?
bad.
None of these are that bad. You might as well just let loose. Say a
No,
few drops and
no,
yeah. Just let it
no,
go. What I could do is I'll keep a counter. I'll let you know like every 5 minutes. So I don't want to interrupt you.
I don't want to do that.
I don't want
I
to
don't want to do
interrupt your
that.
train of thought.
I don't want to do
You
that.
can
I have
just
to eat dinner. I don't want to put myself off of dinner. It's very important. Anyway,
Anyway,
back to
the
the
event.
topic at hand. Genies,
How did we get to home slice
Landorus.
Henry? Oh, because you said
Oh
someone would
yeah,
use this tornadoes. Yeah,
home slice or
right.
John Gardner, shall we say?
John Gardner.
JG. Um, Landorus Therian with Sansir Storm. Now, assuming that is an Icy Wind clone, I think the biggest benefit is that it's just a cheap ground charge move. And now you have a good target for that in Solgaleo.
Yeah,
You're better off into Landorus because you don't need to debuff yourself.
you're better into
Um,
ground on. Wait, what do you mean you're better into Landorus? What do you
oh,
mean?
sorry, not Landorus, Dialga. My bad. Yeah,
Oh, okay. I was like, what?
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So better into Dialga because you don't need to debuff yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, better good into Solgaleo.
You're better into Groudon.
Um, which
Don't
one?
debuff yourself. Groudon.
Yeah, Groudon, don't debuff yourself.
Better into Melmetal.
Um, I think it's just generally better.
Yeah,
Rhyperior,
what do
I
you
don't
really
know
need
if it's
superpower for? Not really much.
I don't think you need it.
It's probably better into the fairies too, like Zacian and Xerneas,
Right?
because
Yeah.
before you're throwing non-stab Stone Edge, but now you're
You might
debuffing and
even
throwing
so
stab.
imagine a um a Landorus safe swap. There aren't really any ice types. Maybe
It's
that's what's
Kyogre that messes you up.
that's true. But Imagine how much you're debuffing this Kyogre on the ABB thing.
Rayquaza is also pretty nuts into it because you just shield and debuff, and you could tank the Sonash too. Rayquaza and
But
like
it's not a
Dragonite are actually
guaranteed debuff
yeah, not anymore.
anymore.
They
So
they really ruined Rayquaza in Master League. I was running
they
it and
ruined it.
the breaking swipe just because of annoying Steelix in Ultra League. Like that can't.
Who are we blaming for this? Are we blaming Jason or a mind joke?
Why are we blaming Jason like GPL Jason?
Yeah.
What did he do?
Well, he made the double steel GBL line, but replaced the Reggie with Shadow Steelix.
Basti Steelix
It
Medicham
was like
ABA.
Steelix Medicham Basti.
No, that was that was out of pocket.
What in GBL?
Yeah.
Uh,
It was when Ghost
I
Stadium was around and they were asking people for team recommendations. And I'm pretty sure both with Dodge and Pocket were trolling. But with Dodge's troll was too obvious, so they didn't put it on. But apparently, I think from what I heard from others, Pocket was also trolling with the ABA Steelix line. But it ended up working out. It's actually pretty annoying to play into.
That's so annoying.
So it's actually Pocket.
Okay, well,
I don't know what Wadachis was. I think Wadachis was very, very trolled though. It was very obvious it's not going to be a good team. Whereas
it's probably
Pockets,
toxic group.
yep, it was something toxic for sure. But probably
So
championship or something.
Pocket
But
and a mind joke, unfortunately, ruined
I thought it was
Breaking
fine in
Swipe.
Great League. I mean, even Great
um,
Ultra League because you buffed what you buffed Tentacruel, you buffed Poliwrath, you buffed Talonflame. Talonflame wasn't going to have that much play this season anyway, in
that's true. That's
my
true.
opinion.
Well, do you think
Or Steelix.
without the nerf that Steelix would have had play? Because obviously it was
I still see Steelix in Ultra League. It's still not bad. It's still very strong with the stat product, but it's just not guaranteed debuffs.
the Great League. Great League.
Oh, for Great League.
Hmm.
Uh,
Because I
I
feel
mean,
like
I
they
thought
only really do things looking at the championship series as opposed to Ultra League.
I don't know. Not I mean, not necessarily, I guess, but maybe. Um, I don't know. I was fine with how Steelix was. For the guaranteed debuff, in my opinion, is better than 50-50. Because then you're
That's
just
true.
playing roulette, in my opinion. And I know VGC has a lot of chance of roulette in general, but I'd rather have the guaranteed debuff so I know how to play around the matchup.
Hmm.
Instead, now I'm seeing a Steelix matchup. I'm like praying and hoping that I don't get a debuff when I know that's my loose count if I get debuffed.
But
I'd
I
rather
think
already
it's probably
know.
more risky for the player because
Yeah, you don't really
if
get to
you're
Earthquake very
like
easily
as
anyway.
as the receiving player, you should probably just assume that you're going to get debuffed until you don't.
But I mean I get you, but in a situation where that's your last Pokemon left and you know that the debuff causes you to lose, you're not gonna be like, I'm just gonna see this happen. You're hoping it doesn't happen, right? You're
Yeah,
hoping you
that's
win
true.
that coin flip, not them. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's a bit annoying.
Yeah. But
Well,
anyway, tangent. Therian Landorus is pretty good.
mhm.
One big thing to note, Spotlight Hour, January
Mm,
30th. We got Shroomish Spotlight Hour 2 times Stardust
two
for
times.
catching. And
Ghost.
Shroomish is already a boosted Stardust Pokemon.
Mhm.
And one of my patrons
750.
actually calculated this. Let's
So it
see.
should
It's
be 1500 without a star piece, and I imagine with a star piece.
1875 for weather boosted.
Ooh.
No,
Ooh.
1500 with the star piece. And then
1875. Wait, no, not 1500 with
what
the star piece. Is it not? Oh, it's not a 750. It's 500.
it's
Okay.
500.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
500. And
So 18.
1875 if weather boosted. That's a
Wow,
lot.
that's a lot. That's
For
a
catching
lot. That's
Shroomish.
like 2K each.
Fungus.
You can
Fungus,
probably
sorry, not
catch
Shroomish. Fungus.
a couple hundred in that hour. That's a lot.
Depends on your location. But yeah, definitely worth
Yeah.
doing either way.
And then
So
also there's the Barboach one, which is kind of nice because obviously Whiscash is pretty relevant at the moment. So a good
yeah,
opportunity to get a good rank.
you don't really need a shadow either for that one.
Yeah, I
I
feel
think
like
non-shadow is
I
better.
can't remember what matchup it is, but I feel like the non-shadow is a bit better.
Hmm. I think
I
so
don't
too.
know if it's like if you get a debuff on a Licky, you can live across or something, but maybe
For
there's
power
other
wave, yeah,
matchups that are a bit
maybe.
more relevant.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But yeah, that's for January events. Thank you for bringing that up because there's a decent amount of stuff coming in the
Oh,
Moltres.
you forgot about Shadow Moltres.
No, I didn't forget. We've already seen
That's
it. I
very
did not
important.
forget. No, 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 it's not. Anyway, so briefly, a little tea topic for this week before we close it out. So we talked about Kyurem black and white. I
Mhm,
want to get your opinion on this. So for those that actually made a Kyurem or got a Kyurem black and white, they got it taken away.
mhm.
Taken away, sorry. Taken away is not the best terminology because some people on Twitter / X were saying that their Kyurem black and white got taken away. What I'm pretty sure happened is Niantic reverted them to the regular Kyurem.
Right.
And for compensation, because obviously they spent stuff to make them, they got 250 Kyurem regular candies, 5 star pieces, 5 lucky eggs, and 250,000 Stardust. What do you think about that adjustment from Niantic?
Okay, the biggest issue here is the people who powered up to level 50 didn't get XLs
That's
or
correct.
the full amount of Stardust or anything like that. So,
That's
how
correct.
much are you spending on a legendary? You're spending like 500k Stardust. So they got
Something like
250. So
that.
they only got enough
Plus, you get
resources for a
unlock the
level
second
40.
move for 100,000.
Right. So even worse. So they got enough for powering something up to level 40 and not unlocking the second move. Now, I don't know, because personally, if I was them, I'd be spamming the support until they give me my XLs back. I don't know if they did get their XLs back because the main guy who was affected by this is Japanese. And,
I don't think they got the XLs back. Oh,
yeah,
you mean
so
from support?
yeah, or something like that.
Okay.
Because
But
I would
assuming
not
it's
let
not
that
you,
be.
just from an outsider looking in, what do you think of this compensation?
It's not good enough. Like, if you don't get your XLs back, it's not good enough. If you get the XLs back, it's fair enough. Like,
But
they made a mistake and then
they
they.
still gotta keep the Kyurem. It's the same Kyurem, it's just not black or white form. It's still level 50. They still have a level 50 Kyurem.
Oh, they get a level 50.
It's the same
Mm,
one. It's the same IV spread and everything. It's just not black and white form.
nah,
It's not
that's
like they didn't
that's still
take
not acceptable.
well, they didn't take the Pokemon away, but they just got rid of the OP form it was in.
Yeah, but you know what? Someone would have powered up like a 12, 13, 12, just because it's the only one. And now you've got a level
But
50
that's their
normal
decision, right?
Kyurem. No, but that's their decision. They decided to power up Kyurem
Within a
Black.
few hours. Yeah.
So
Would you say that's a
their
good
decision was
decision?
to power up a Kyurem Black. It's like, I don't think it's acceptable. You
Here's
may
my
as well
flip
just
side.
take. Sorry,
Here's my flip side, right?
go on.
And I think if they gave them back the XLs and the full Stardust amount and took away the Kyurem completely,
Fair enough.
yeah, right. I'd probably be okay with that. But for me personally, I'm not super annoyed by this. And here's my reason. One, they got to keep the Kyurem. Yes, it might not be a good spread, but that was their decision to make a 12, 13, whatever Kyurem black or white on the spot, right? Why someone would do that without waiting for a better one? I mean, that's up to them, right? But my thing is, they used a pre-nerfed legendary in GBL for a couple hours, stopping players with this OP Pokemon. They knew what they were doing. Don't tell me that they're too dumb. Someone that has that much XL candy and resources to realize that powering up a 12, 13, 12 Kyurem in open Master League doesn't know any better. And they goofed up. They knew they were trying to take as quick advantage of these elo gains and wins as possible by making the most suboptimal Kyurem white or black. Because why else would you make it that quickly? Why not just wait for you to get a better one in GBL rewards?
Yeah, but that wasn't. I want to say
Yeah,
that wasn't their problem. Do you know what I mean? Like,
no, I get you. But what I'm saying is their subpar Kyurem black and white that they made with bad IVs that dumped all these resources for. It's not like they were robbed of everything. They, for content creators, they still made some content off of it. And two, if you're just a player in general and you PvP, which pretty much everyone that has one of these did because you could only get from GBL encounters. It wasn't like
right.
some random scrub that was in rank 2 that got in a raid. Like
Mhm.
it was someone that was already rank 20 and above, which you had to be playing GBL pretty consistent. So these are PvPers that are getting these Kyurem blacks and whites. So most definitely they powered it up to use it, right? And if they didn't power use it, they just got free 250,000 Stardust and all this stuff for nothing, right? They
That's
didn't
true.
even. That's they're really raking the refund there. But for the ones that didn't make it, I don't personally have that much sympathy for them because they probably stomped on a bunch of people running Kyurem black and white. I doubt they were losing. A 5,000 CP Pokemon, it's higher CP than a slacking. What's
Look, if
beating
you
this
got
stuff?
one, what would you have done with it?
Me personally, well, assuming I had the XLs, which I don't. I
Yeah,
don't actually
assuming
have
you
all
had
the
the
XLs.
XLs.
Assuming I would have waited for a hundo.
If you got one in that same situation where you're like, this is obviously a mistake.
Well, but see, okay, so that's the other thing, right?
Uh,
So why would someone make something that quickly to suddenly start using GPL? Why not wait? Either one, they're impatient and they just want to use it and they just want to gain as fast as possible, or two, they know that it's probably a mistake for Niantic and they want to take advantage of this glitch as quick as they can before it gets reverted. Both, in my opinion, are one shows impatience slash trying to take advantage of a potential glitch and try to benefit off of it. Which again, I'm not mad at them for. It's not their fault they got to encounter a Kyurem black or white, but at the same time, let's not pretend like there's some innocent bystander that just did whatever, right? They were trying to game the system and use a
yeah,
Pokemon that's
but I
not
mean,
released worldwide to climb as much as possible.
what if the reason is just
Okay,
because
I'll
it
give you another
seems
example.
fun? Go on.
Maybe. All right, remember when they had the Primal and Mega glitch where you
Uh-huh.
can use multiple Primals and Megas?
Okay, yeah.
So
But
they had that
yeah,
glitch. What if Niantic fixed that within a few hours rather than like a couple days, right? What if
uh,
they fix that within a few hours? And then people complain like, I used all my Mega Energy on this stuff. Why didn't I get my Mega Energy back? Well,
yeah,
what do you
true.
mean? You were stomping on people with Primal Kyogre and Groudon and Mega Gyarados. What do you mean? Like you already had your fun, like getting compensation. But I would say this situation is not nearly as nefarious in my opinion because you
Mm,
had to use like another phone, I think, and I don't know how they did, but they like used multiple devices to mega evolve two things at once. Like it was very intentionally like I'm trying to game the
right.
system. Right, this one like I don't know. I think someone that's already ranked 20 plus that could get this stuff and have been PvPing that much and has the resources to make a level 50 Kyurem black and white on the spot is not that naive and is trying to benefit themselves. They're not doing it for the community, right? They want to brag and they want to show it off. They want to flex on their opponents and stomp them with a Kyurem black and white pre-nerf. I'm not saying it's
Yeah,
their fault that they're doing this, but it's not like they did this innocently.
yeah. I guess that's true. I mean, look, they've got a
I'm not
YouTube
trying to
channel,
convince
right?
you of anything. I'm just sharing my point of view that
That's
I
true.
like. There's a lot of outrage online, but when I found out that A, they got to keep their Kyurem, B, like it's already powered up and stuff, and they get resources back. Don't cry to me. That's a bad spread. You're the one that's decided was dumb enough to power it up, right?
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
Again, if it was me, because I would assume, oh, maybe this is a surprise release from Niantic. Either way, I'm not going to spend all these resources on a Pokemon that's 12, 13, 12. I'm the kind of person that's going to wait for a hundo, especially because I don't really have a ton of resources anyway, so I'm not going
Right.
to make a
Yeah.
subpar one. But even if I do, I think I have over 900 Xerneas candies, XL
And you still
candies,
haven't
and I
paid.
haven't. Yeah, because I'm still waiting for the hundo. So for me personally, I'd still wait for it because I want to make the investment worth it. They're just making a not so smart investment because they're trying to take advantage of the early access or the glitch. Because they know for sure not everyone has a Kyurem black and white. If this was okay, I'll put it this way: if these were all over in raids for a week and that was the first day in the Japan, I doubt someone's gonna raid a Kyurem white and black powered up and using GBL the next day. No, they know it's gonna be around for a week. They know everyone else is gonna have it in a few hours. They're not gonna do that. They're gonna wait. But they're like, oh wait, you can only get GBL rewards. It might be a glitch. I'm also, 12 hours ahead in time zone. I could really stomp on some of these fools before they get it, right?
Yeah, I guess that's
That's my
true.
at least. I don't
I
know.
mean,
Am
I
I
would
am I
like to
too
see the
harsh? I
video
just don't have the same
personally.
sympathy. Is
That's
a
true.
video?
That's true. That's
What,
fair.
a video of
Well,
someone using Kyurem?
yeah, I feel like that's a
I think
good
I
thing
think
for the
uh
community.
I think Jonkers has a video on someone using it.
That's
They're
kind of
screen
cool.
recording.
That's kind of cool.
It is, but
Um,
I mean, I guess the
yeah,
biggest winner
but
of this is
that makes
Jonkers with
sense, to be
his
honest.
YouTube revenue because he
Yeah,
didn't lose the Kyurem.
that's
No, but
true.
props to him though for making that because I'm sure it's cool to see. But I guarantee if you watch that video, of someone using Kyurem black and white, man, that thing looking sketchy strong. I mean, it's pre-nerfed. It's like
Yeah.
it's stronger than anything else that's released so far.
Yeah, it's probably a bit too much. I hope they actually at least went on 5-0 runs because I don't know.
Yeah.
That'd feel kind of bad if you had just no P Pokemon.
Now, don't feel bad. What you mean? They're using a Pokemon that no one
I
has
feel
access
bad
to.
if you weren't winning, you know? Like,
Well, that's on them. I mean,
yeah.
they probably aren't if they have to make that just to get ahead. But I don't know. Anyway, I personally, I don't have the sympathy as much because they still got to keep their Kyurem and they get some resources back for the fun
I
they
kind of
had.
agree with that.
Or
it does feel like a bad decision.
or there's someone like me and they didn't even power up and they just got free 250 candies, 5 Star Piece, 5 lucky eggs, and 250,000 Stardust. That's pretty good too.
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
That's not bad.
Oh, well, how? Okay, so after hearing my whatever.
Yeah, it makes sense because also I was thinking like when they have those ATM glitches and people it's not often, but like very rarely they'll have like a glitch at the cash point where you can withdraw like unlimited money, and you have people
I've never
queuing
seen
up and
that.
stuff. Do you not know?
No.
It's not a thing that happens often, but like it rarely happens. I think it happened recently in London. It was like giving people double what they were withdrawing. But the thing is that the bank just takes it back in the end anyway. So even if
they
someone's
just like take it out of your bank account, right?
Yeah, even if they say they spent it all or something, they'll just take it anyway. So I was thinking about that, and I was like, well, I guess it's kind of the same situation, right?
Yeah.
Like that they're going to take it back. So even if you did spend all the XL, then kind of.
Well, yeah. I mean, we've seen Weather Ball. We've seen Water Weather Ball Primeape that was taken away. We saw the Shadow Claw Grass Knot Thunder Galarian Lanoon taken away.
It was Snarl, wasn't it? It was Snarl Body Slam or like
no, Snarl Body Slam
Shadow Claw Body Slam.
Shadow Claw. Well, yeah, it has Body Slam already, but it was able to learn all of the non-Galarian Lanoon's moves, which is Grass Knot and Thunder. So with Body Slam, Grass Knot, or Body Slam Thunder, that's pretty nuts with Shadow Claw.
Yeah.
But it took that
I heard, I don't know if it's true, but I heard that there was one person who managed to maintain one of those Lanoons because they
I think I see the footage, but they obviously aren't going to dox themselves.
Yeah, does it still exist?
But I don't know. Well, the thing is, I don't know.
Because I tried to trade the Primeapes and it didn't work.
No, this is the only person in the world that I think has it, but I don't know who it is. I've seen footage of it, but it could also be old footage. They're claiming they currently still have it. They just Niantic never caught them.
That's mad.
Yeah.
You couldn't even use it though either, and it's like stealing an art piece. It's like, what are you gonna do with it?
Okay, you're not using it. You could.
You get caught. Well, no, because if you start using it, you're just gonna get caught.
Some people might, but yeah, I think they're probably going to be a little more subtle about it. Yeah. That being said, so that's
subtle if you're using the wrong moveset. Someone's gonna notice.
Yeah. Anyway, that does it for the T segment. I know a lot of people are outraged online, but in my opinion, I think for this situation, Niantic was quite fair with what they refunded people.
Yeah, I think it makes sense.
You could dislike Niantic for whatever decisions, and you could dislike him for this one. Me personally, I don't have much sympathy for people that made a Kyurem black or white for a couple hours. They knew what they were doing. Come on now. No one in their right mind makes a suboptimal Kyurem black and white unless they're trying to make some quick elo gains.
Yeah, maybe they're trying
to race their buddy to a veteran too, and they don't want to bleach their hair. They're trying to make those quick elo. I'm surprised you didn't make a Kyurem black or white. You had the chance.
I was hoping it would. I don't even know if I got my elo by that point, so maybe
you weren't even ranked 20 yet to encounter the legendaries. Anyway. That does it for us this week. Hey, happy holidays to you all. It's our little holiday special. You know,
happy 2024. Oh, yeah, true. Happy New Year. Free. Sorry.
What do you mean?
Well, I'll be free of this not being able to say words.
Yeah. You'll be free of that Wiggles hat too.
I guess I'll be free of the Wiggles hat.
Dude, honestly, I wish I could make a thumbnail of you just looking sad with the hat on.
Go for it.
Maybe I'll crop something there. Yeah. There we go.
I don't know if you have Yeah, I don't know if people do that, right? But where they, I guess they'd probably do it privately, but do the reactions for the thumbnail on stream. Because
Oh,
I
the
guess
like
you can get
the
from somewhere.
pog face thing or whatever.
Right?
I hate those, but
I think
apparently they
it's so
work.
ridiculous.
I hate it though. Yeah.
But
Okay, here's the thing. Here's I think what we should do to close out this episode. I
hmm.
think to cap it off, we each eat one more jelly bean.
Oh, I don't want to eat these, man.
Just one more. Just
I'll
one more.
do
One
it
each.
in
I'll
it,
eat one
but
too. Yeah.
okay.
It could be a good one. It could be a good one.
Do we
All
get
right.
to choose a color?
No. You're gonna choose blue. It's just random. All right. Oh shoot! I got the same one. I think.
Did you?
I got
I'll
this
let
one.
you mix it up. I got the brown one, so this is the onion liver one.
No,
I think I
I got
deserved
the. I
it.
think I got the birthday dishwasher. I'm not going to. I'm not going to switch it, but I think I had the dishwasher birthday.
I think I deserve to have the onion liver one because it
Why?
probably
'Cause
won't
you're
taste that
English.
bad.
Oh.
Huh? You say because I'm English?
Yeah, it's like an English dish.
Yeah,
This is
probably.
100% birthday cake. A lot better.
This is, I think, cappuccino. Hey,
Oh, there we
won't do
go.
nothing.
And a good note. All right, you can say
Well,
brother yeah all
I'm
you
not
want
really a
now.
fan of cappuccino, but it's fine. Is it? All right, bruv. I hate that, man. I did not enjoy that. Yeah. Felt shackled. I had to think about what I was going to say. I couldn't even finish my sentences. I couldn't start my sentences. It was a myth. Nah, man. I'm never doing that again. Do you know what? Yeah, people, be free. Live your truth. Yeah, don't let anyone tell you what you can and can't do because it's not fun.
What if someone like just has a swearing problem? They just swear a ton.
Do
And
your
they have a
thing.
bunch of
Do your thing. Swear as much as
well,
you
but
want.
they're
Because you know
trying
what?
they're trying to work at like a professional job one day.
What did I do? Well, okay. Obviously, you need to. Oh no. Okay, look. Obviously, you need to know when to dial it back and when to not. But I think one thing, and this is something I believe as well, right? Is because also when I was like growing up, people would say, be like, you can't talk like that in front of like employers or something. And I'm like, look, I don't talk like that in front of employers, but equally, if you have to adapt yourself, right? So if first of all, it's like if I feel like speaking in a certain way is going to hinder me in a certain environment and the results are very important, then obviously I'm going to adapt. But let's say, for example, like the whole employer argument. If someone is judging me based on how I speak as opposed to the actual value I'm bringing, then either one, I'm not bringing any value, or two, they're an idiot because I'm bringing value and you're going to judge me based on how I'm speaking. So someo's losing in that
You
situation.
talk
Do you
about
know
the
what I mean?
commenter from a couple episodes ago.
Oh, right. No. I'm over that. But generally, do you know what I mean? I feel like this is the. That's just how I feel about it anyway, you know? So, you know what? Even if you got a swearing or whatever in it. Okay, you know who's a good example of this? You know, Gary
You're
Vee.
gonna love the United States, man. They got that Fifth Amendment, freedom of expression, right
From,
there. Freedom of
yeah,
speech.
bruv.
You can say whatever
Express
you want.
yourself. Yeah,
You can say
freedom of
all the hate
expression,
crimes
bro.
in the world. It's actually legal.
Yeah, they're on a different thing, you know.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend that, but
it's
I'm just
completely
saying
different.
it's
No,
legal
but you know
in
what? I
this
think
country.
a good example is Gary Vee, where people are always just like, "Oh, why do you swear all the time?" Da, 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 da. And it's like, does his swearing detract from the point? And if it detracts from the point for you, then you're not really getting the point, right?
It's their fault, not your fault.
Do you know what I mean? You know, I think this is the truth. So yeah, I did not enjoy that experience, but you know what? People at home, sometimes at the end of the year, you look back at the year just gone and you think, what sacrifices did I make? And I know I made a sacrifice today.
You're about to make another one in a month when you
I
bleach
ain't
your
making
hair.
another sacrifice, bro. I ain't making.
You're about to make another sacrifice in 2 months when you have to make that explode work.
when is go about a
Or
week? When is
Loudred.
go about a week?
I'm rated legend by then. That's the plan.
Don't watch. I'm gonna do my best. Do you know what's difficult, man? It's like, no, it's not. I just gotta do my best.
What's the excuse you're about to say? In Smash they say no Johns, right? Johns is like excuse because I think some guy
No
named
Johns,
John
no
kept
Johns.
making
It's fine.
excuses. So name all the Johns you want, even John Gardner. What you got?
John Gunn.
Yeah, no John Gardners.
Yeah. Yeah, no JGs. Don't watch it now. I'm gonna do my best.
Yeah.
I can't be. Do you know what? At the very least, yeah. Hopefully, I look good in blonde. You know what? Maybe I do.
See, that's reason speaking to you now. You're saying
No.
you're very
Do
like,
you know what? It's just
yeah,
because I'm
I'm
like, oh,
ready.
I can't finish my sets every day.
I
Anyway,
can't. I didn't do a single set today.
Okay, cool.
I
Go
don't.
on.
I don't play as much as you think I do. If you look at my total
Do you not?
battles, how many battles do you have for this season? Total battles.
I don't know, maybe like 200.
I mean, you still might have less than me, but I don't have as much as you think I probably do. How much do you have?
Oh, it's loading. Maybe like 200.
What would you guess? Well, take a look at yours first, and then take a guess at mine.
Okay, so I'm on 337.
How many do you think I'm at? I'm at my
500.
elo's 2506, so about 300 higher than yours. What was
500?
yours? 337.
Yeah.
I'm at.
Don't tell me yours is lower.
I'm at 348. I'm not. I'm not. I don't even have that many more battles than you. That's less than a day's worth of sets.
That is not that much.
The reality's in here, right?
No. It's fine.
There's no Johns here. This is just skill difference right now.
Don't watch. Yeah, don't watch.
There's
Give
some
me a
people on
month,
the
give me a
leaderboard
month.
with a lot of battles. That's for sure. That's not me. That's not me.
Speaking of leaderboard, shout out Jesus. Or Jesus.
Yeah. The Japanese Jesus, right? I was going to ask you to show black him. Japanese Jesus.
Yeah.
Apparently, that's how he's supposed to. Apparently, that's how Jesus is stated originally. I think someone told me that recently. I didn't look it up. I think originally it's pronounced Jesus, and Jesus is like American butchering of it or something.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant that's
Maybe.
how Japanese Jesus wanted it pronounced.
Actually, no. I'm thinking about the Zeus and Zeus thing. The Zeus thing.
Yeah,
Zeus is.
no.
But I don't know. But Jesus might. I don't know. They didn't speak English, right?
Yeah, I know he doesn't. As in, like, because everyone I know who knows him calls him Jesus. So
what is that? What do you mean? Everyone that you now know that knows him? What do you mean? Like back in the day, like no one's alive
that knows him personally calls him Jesus. So I got to assume that it's also Jesus.
Oh no! You're talking about
not
GBL.
Jesus Christ. No,
I thought you were talking about Jesus Christ. That's what I'm confused by. I'm like, what do you mean people that know Jesus Christ? I thought you meant like like spiritually, like they know him. Like I spiritually know Jesus Christ. I'm in touch with the Lord.
Yeah, that's definitely what I meant. But yeah, well done to Jesus. 524 battles or something like that, and
yeah,
got to legend first.
Way more than me. Is that where you got the number from? You're like, oh, he's probably grinding like Jesus is too.
I was thinking that. Yeah. Also, for the people at home, remember Jesus started playing. What was it 1 year ago, 2 years ago, something like that? Dude. Started playing the game like 1.5 years ago, something.
I will say, right, what I said about the skill gap, like the skill expression thing. I will say the good thing about Pokemon Go PP is that because there is skill expression in the game for sure, but there's not a ton of skill expression compared to other games. But because of that, you can be a newer player and make it onto the scene pretty quickly.
Right.
Right? Because you need to learn your matchups, some of the micro strategies and shield management, stuff like that. Like a lot of the really good players, what they're better at than other people, because at a certain point, a lot of people are good at mechanics. Right. Yeah, their mechanics are usually pretty good. Opponent. And it's also the shield. It's a mid game to late game decision making. Like when you shield, when you bait, when you swap, when you're making the reads. That's really what it is. It's so if you study the game enough or like learn some of those or try to figure out, like if you're learning from every one of your losses, you could be easily one of the best in the world within a year, maybe less. So again, I mean, like I think so. I will say that's a good part in my opinion about how Pokemon Go PP is right now. But that being said. All right. Well, we'll catch you all in the new year. But thanks all for tuning in to this holiday special. Wherever you are in the world, we wish you happy holidays, whatever you celebrate. And if you don't celebrate anything, hopefully it was still funny to see Anicor eat some Bean Boozled jelly beans.
They weren't even that bad.
I feel like mine was the worst, honestly.
Yeah,
like my dish
I feel like
or maybe I'm just more sensitive. I don't know.
So really, what did we gain from this? We gained stifled speech and not even disgusting jelly beans. We didn't gain much. I don't think this is coming back to the show, I'll be honest.
I don't know. We still have jelly beans remaining. We should do something.
I've got the whole pack remaining. I'm not going to eat these. They're going in the bin.
Maybe we should do something on like a GBL stream one day. Like we just go through them.
I don't know, man.
We just go through them.
I'll leave them in the cupboard just in case. Yeah.
Yeah, don't
But
toss them out. Don't toss them out.
okay.
We should do something with it for
I
fun,
think
like
they'll
for
go off by
content.
then.
But I won't stifle your speech. I don't. What do you mean
Okay.
go up by then? You already have rotten socks in there, rotten eggs. Like how much more expired could it get? Like,
Well, then the good ones will go off.
yeah. They'll all taste like rotten eggs
Yeah.
and barf. Yeah, then it'll really be
I'll
an
leave these in
even
the
playing
cupboard.
field. Yeah. Anyway, we'll catch you all next time. Happy holidays, happy
Safe.
New Year, and
Mhm.
yeah, we'll see you in 2024. Peace.